Hello, hello, hello. Welcome all Resident Evil fans into the building here tonight. We have a lot to discuss. Some breaking news in regards to this all new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4 that you're not going to want to miss out on. Of course, before we get into all of that, make sure to hit that like button if you could. Share this if you could. And that will help us get settled in here. I will tell you that this is just frustratingly, it's a nightmare covering this game because we still have no confirmation on U3. Okay. And you see so many of these bootlickers. I mean, these straight up shills. I don't know what they're playing for, but they ain't going to get that free copy from Capcom, especially early. So I don't know why they do it. And, look, if you like something, that's great. We're not gatekeeping over here. I mean, look, there are fake Resident Evil fans, and they call me one. They say, well, Mockley, you don't even know the name of this boss. You're a fucking fake fan. And it's like, dude, just because I don't go on the fucking Wicca doesn't mean that I don't enjoy something. I mean, these people are going on the Wicca, and they're looking up all this shit about the game. They ain't playing this shit. Why do you think Capcom potentially cut you three? It's because gamers of today are stupid, and they wouldn't be able to figure that out. I mean, I'm a dumbass. And when I played this, like 2 weeks ago, for the first time in a very long time, RE4, I had to look up a speed run because I didn't know what the fuck to do in that situation because they put a timer on you and you're in this claustrophobic environment and the fucking U3 boss comes down and you gotta press, quick time event buttons. So I didn't know what to do. You're timed and he's attacking you. It is frustrating, but you have so many of these bootlickers coming out of the woodwork and perpetuating this idea that, like, we didn't need you three. Like, what planet are you living on where you think it's acceptable for Capcom to remove features and things from the game and just call it a day? When they came out of the woodwork and they said there is no cut content. Tell me how that makes sense, and please defend that with plain English, because I don't get it. People are literally defending the fact that U3 may very well be cut. They are defending that. They're like, oh, when you think of Resident Evil 4, you don't think of U3. And it's like, when I go to McDonald's, I don't think of a McFlurry, but it's like, we don't want that removed from the menu. I mean, some of these people don't have their thinking cap on. And, I thought I was bad. But this is turning into a colossal failure. And we have two new things to talk about here tonight. And we're going to obviously break it down in a way that makes sense once people pile in and figure out their way here. And look, we don't want this game to fail, but
it's over!
There's just a lot going for it right now that doesn't look fantastic. And we're hoping that Gary from the Vault has something riveting to say here. Let's see.
Gary from the Vault donated $10 through Super Chat. What do you think of the new outfits in the deluxe version of the game? I think that Geralt of Rivia outfit is a little much. Game's a cash grab for those filthy Qualcomm rats.
Dude, it's junk. The new outfits, I've seen them. I forgot to cover it because it's like whatever. I mean, I'm not buying the deluxe edition. They can kiss my foot. I don't want to play as emo Leon. Have you seen Ashley, bro? Looks like a Hot Topic customer from 2005. And that's like, oh, yeah, we're going to, bank off the nostalgia of like, oh, yeah, that's when you bought Resident Evil 5 at that Spencer's in the mall and you bought that at Hot Topic. And it's like, shut your ass up, Capcom. They don't understand. Why not just include... Dude, could you imagine if the Chicago typewriter is not in this game? Literally a 0 out of 10. Because if they have the Italian Mafia fucking outfit for Leon, and they do, and they don't have the Chicago typewriter to pair it up, what in the hell are we doing? You know what I mean? Missed opportunity after missed opportunity. You're starting to see the picture here, and when you pull back and look at the puzzle, there's puzzles. The puzzle isn't complete. There's pieces that are missing with the puzzle. And we tried to tell these fake Resident Evil fans time and time and time again, and we're going to need a boost tonight because there's only 150 people in here. We just streamed to 400. Okay? You tell me how that makes any sense. So if you could, we do appreciate that like and share. But when the time is right, we are going to talk about some new developments here with this all new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4. And I mean, this game doesn't come out until next Friday. And reviews are seemingly dropping tomorrow, Thursday, or Friday. There's no confirmation on exactly when, but Metacritic said last week that reviews were dropping late this week, and there's only 2 days left in the work week here, Thursday tomorrow and Friday. So reviews might be out early tomorrow morning, Thursday. I don't have a confirmation, and no one seemingly does. So, however, with that said, we will break in once reviews drop. And I've already predicted a very high score for this all new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4. I've already predicted a very high score for this all new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4. I said it was possibly going to hit a 97. And we're going to have to retitle this because we're having some trouble here. We're already 30 minutes into the show, and I'm going to tell you what, folks, you guys got to boost this if you can, because this is crazy. I mean, this is a spit in the face to real Resident Evil fans that at least appreciated the original for what it was. And there's discourse surrounding the game now. They're like, "Oh yeah, that's the game that ruined the franchise." And it's like, sweetheart, who fucking cares? The franchise was at rock bottom right after Code Veronica. They were spitting the same games out for the past fucking decade or so. So we're gonna retitle this here because I knew that title wasn't going to be good enough. You gotta really get crazy with these fucking titles. And we're gonna go ahead and give this a little retitle here to see if that will help. My Resident Evil 4 Remake Fantasy. Well, I just don't know what to title this. I mean, we have 2 weeks, 1 week left at this point, nearly 1 week left at this point until this game comes out and we can finally play it. And that's still a lot of fucking time to sit here and continue to just look at it. For now, we're going to leave the title as is. We'll check in about 5-10 minutes. But I'm going to tell you what, folks. Please. Look, if you got it pre-ordered, keep it pre-ordered, okay? If you've already pre-ordered it, pre-order it. I mean, look, you can play the demo, you can understand how it feels and what it's going to do for you or what it's not going to do for you. So obviously, you have no excuse at this point in terms of, is this working for me? In terms of how it plays, how it controls this, that, and the third, okay? But there are things that, it's not a perfect remake. Seemingly. That's what it looks like on paper right now. Now, I'm not saying it's a total disaster, although, in my opinion, it kind of is. When you start reworking the classic source material and you can't get that right, why would you remake this? Why would you remake this? Oh, you can't shoot through doors, Michael. That doesn't make any sense. Who cares? It's not a tangible impact on gameplay. It doesn't matter. The thing is, the ironic thing about that is that this game does have more destructible shit than the original title. Okay, so why are doors not destructible? I don't get it. It's something to do with the RE engine. And the doors are trash in this game. Enemies would kind of bang on them and you would see the door kind of shake. Like, there's small little details that are not carrying over here. And I'm not saying, Resident Evil 4 was ever on that Rockstar Games level. That's not what I'm saying here. But you have to understand that if you can't at least migrate what made the original such a classic, iconic experience over to this remake, then there's no point in doing this. There's no point in doing this. Because it doesn't fucking make sense. And everyone's bitching. And everyone's like, "Oh, Michael, you're so stupid, Michael." And it's like, what do you want me to tell you? Like, I honestly can't think of any positives here. I mean, I played the demo multiple fucking times. You guys know that. We came out of the woodwork and we said that this is the reality of the situation in regards to the slop. Okay? Look, I was on the honeymoon phase when I first saw the leaks. And that's, I was trying to come in and get a little bit more positive with this. And I first saw the castle, and I'm like, wow, they expanded the castle, and oh yeah, you can, aim down the sights, and that's never been done before in a Resident Evil title, from my memory anyway, probably some stupid spin-off that no one's played. But, I was going in that little brief honeymoon phase where I saw something new of the game, and that was the first kind of wave of leaks, where it's like, okay, this guy's in the castle, and they have the water room, they have the castle water room, but what Now I remember. Oh, we're gonna take a little breather here, and we're gonna because I just remembered something, and it's so fucking terrible. I'm gonna retitle this stream, and we're gonna have to thank Brainstorm really quick because that title is not bringing folks in here, and we would love to get everyone in here. Like last night, we had someone crazy calling in, and that was funny as shit, bro. That guy had high energy that we really can't match these days. Let's give it 5 more minutes to test that title, and then we'll jump on to another. I mean, it is a huge disappointment, but that's not good enough for the folks at home to click. But the water room in this game is trash. When you enter,
It's over!
oh my god, bro, let's go, baby. Tonight we are going all in. This might be the last stream before
It's
the
me
reviews come
donated
out.
€6
Because if
through
they come out
Super
tomorrow
Chat.
morning, I mean,
Hey there, Mackle, I meant to say great show. Stupid autocorrect.
wait, what? It's me coming through. Hell yeah, by the way, appreciate that. It's me coming through. And hell yeah, bro, we appreciate that. It's me coming through. But the water room, um, it's so fucking bad, bro. In the original, when you go into the water room, there's a line of enemies. And it's creepy. Because it's like, well, we don't know what the fuck they're doing, but we know they're ready for Leon S. Kennedy to walk through that fucking door. And as soon as you come forward, they kind of split off. It's very. I'm just getting mad thinking about it. Because when you go into the water room in the remake, oh my god! Like they can't get the small things right. I honestly don't think they played the original. I think they watched a little speed run and they played it at fast forward motion, and then they said, "Oh yeah, the village. Everyone knows the village." So they go back to the raw source material. They probably got fucking archives at Capcom or something, and then they're just like, "Oh yeah, let's just look at this and let's redesign it in the RE engine and make it photorealistic, and everyone's gonna love it." And it's like you have to get that gameplay down. You know, when they did the Spider-Man game on PS4, the first thing that they tried to make sure to get down before anything else was the web swinging. And I don't believe they got there fully. Maybe with Spider-Man 2, they can actually implement a physics-based momentum system of web swinging where you feel like you're Spider-Man and it's not pre-canned animations. You know, when I walk off of the tallest building in Spider-Man PS4 2018, you're jumping off the same momentum. And they were defending that too. They were saying, oh, Michael, have you ever heard of this right here, momentum theory or some fucking shit like that? And it's like, dude, go ask people that jump off a fucking plane, they skydive, and ask them, do you get more momentum if you maneuver your body depending on the height? And it's like, no shit. It's ridiculous. So the boot look, I don't understand why people defend these games. It's not like they fucking worked on them. There's this weird cult-like mentality where it's like, oh fuck yeah, you don't like what I like. Well, I helped work on it. Look, if you helped work on it, that's totally different. If you didn't help work on it, you can kiss my foot. Like I don't know why you're so attached, like it's fucking family or something. Like, oh yeah, I helped Shinji Mikami make this, and it's like, dude, you didn't. But it feels like you did because you're barking day in and day out. You're like, oh, Michael's just a fucking hater. Michael's just a fucking hater. All right. We're going to officially retitle this here, and we're going to do another boost on top of that. So, give me 1 second to retitle this here, because we're down a little bit here. And, this is potentially one of the last streams before the Resident Evil reviews come out. The Resident Evil 4 Remake reviews come out. Here we go. Let's try this. This isn't really that great of a one, but I can't think of anything at this point. We keep talking about it daily twice, so we're running out of titles. Didn't just die. You know what? Nope. It's too wordy. Going with the classic. There we go. All right. Let's see if that will help a bit here, and we're going to go ahead and share. Because, we appreciate you guys for following on with the journey here. I know some people are saying I'm running a hate campaign over here for this game, and it's like that's not what I'm doing. We're just covering it from a different perspective, and everyone freaks out. They're like, oh, who's this fucking weirdo who landed from planet Mars? And it's like, because he has a different opinion, because he has a different take, because they're not used to that. They're not conditioned. And they have to break that conditioning. Because literally everyone on this website will parrot each other. It's one big circle jerk is what it is. It really is. But we do have two new things to talk about as we anticipate a few more folks to join here. We do have a few more things to talk about and discuss here with this all new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4. Hit that like button. Let's see if we can get at least 300 people in here tonight. It's going to be a little tough, but last night we had a pretty decent crowd. Earlier today we had a fantastic crowd. And, it's just one of those things where it's like, we want this game to be great, but we have two new things to discuss here tonight that are not fantastic. And they're coming from pretty credible sources. So let's go ahead and do this as we get started here. We have a few more things to showcase and do here tonight. Okay, it's a pretty big show. Again, this is one of the last, it could be one of the last streams before the Remake's review embargo expires, either tomorrow morning or Friday. Unless they pushed it back, or Metacritic was wrong and they pushed it back to early next week. I don't know why Capcom would, I mean, look, they must be very fucking confident in this sumbitch, to allow reviews for a Resident Evil game to release, 1 week before the actual fucking thing releases, because this game doesn't come out on Tuesday, it comes out next Friday. So it's not like, the game comes out on Tuesday and the reviews drop Friday. You have the whole weekend to look at the reviews and previews and things like that. But even with the reviews, like, I don't think we're going to know if U3 is in the game unless, because the reviewers aren't going to share spoilers. And they're not going to show spoilers. Capcom's going to probably tell the reviewers, like, hey, if you're, please use like the most spoilery B-roll, probably all village footage and maybe a brief castle segment here and there. But I don't think you're going to get a better look at the Resident Evil 4 remake tomorrow if the reviews drop, or even Friday, because they're going to be limited on what they can show and talk about. So you'll get general impressions. I mean, not impressions, but you'll get the general review, but you're not going to be able to see probably new parts of the game. They're going to want to keep that sort of under wraps, I'm assuming, because, I mean, even though it's a fucking 18-year-old game, it's just like, at the end of the day, it is the way the cookie crumbles, okay? With Cyberpunk, they said, hey, guys, hey, we sent you a PC review code, but you can't use gameplay footage from your PC review. And it's like, what in the blue fuck is going on here? And everyone's like, oh, Young Yeah said it was great, so you know what? I'm going to rush out and buy it. Scale Up said it was great. I'm going to rush out and buy it. And that's what happened. And then the console version came out. And then for some reason, that affected the PC version because... well, it just doesn't make sense, to be totally frank. I mean, it really doesn't make that much sense, because it's like, okay, the Cyberpunk came out on PC initially, and it scored incredibly well, like 9s out of 10s. So how did that PC experience impact the whole scene of the game? Like, the console versions were broke. There was no PS5 and Series X versions at the time. And that somehow impacted the PC version, which I don't understand fully, but whatever. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things. But we're going to go ahead and give this another boost here. And we hope that you can tune in tonight, because we do have two new things to discuss here. And it really just does keep getting worse. Unfortunately, I hate to be the bearer of bad news here, but it unfortunately just keeps getting worse. Yeah, and it really is so incredibly sad. So we're going to do the final boost here to see if we can get a few more people in here before we share those new tidbits on this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4. And with that said, like I said, it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And, it's sad, because Capcom quite clearly didn't understand what made this game tick. They quite
It's
clearly
over!
didn't understand what made this game tick, and that's going to be very evident here. And it's me's coming through with the multiple two-time Tony Hawk
It's me
combo.
donated €6.66 through Super Chat. Hey Michael, I showed your show to a couple of guys I play cards with. They do not understand why I like your show.
Well,
Smiley
it's
face.
like listening to Nickelback. I mean, it's something that you don't really, you listen to in private. It's like one of those guilty pleasure things, Either you get it or you don't. A lot of people aren't going to get it. It's like wine. It's an acquired taste, I mean, I wouldn't know. I've never drunk wine before. Maybe we need to start doing that over here. But this is an acquired taste, I listen to Nickelback. I listen to Limp Bizkit, and it's like I fucking crank that shit. I crank that shit. Creed. All of that's fantastic, but I wouldn't, I mean, I'm not going to push it on anyone. I'm not going to share this music, because most people don't really like that shit. Justin Bieber's an incredible musician as well. Aaron Carter, unfortunately passed away. Elvis Presley. I mean, all just great musicians, all across the board, incredible stuff. But some of the stuff you really wouldn't, recommend to a friend because they're gonna like, oh, you like that? That's trash, Michael. That's the worst thing since sliced bread. Okay, well, we're gonna go ahead and get started here. We're gonna pull this up. This comes from Reset Era. Okay, this is the first thing we're gonna discuss here tonight. Of course, we can always play the demo again, although I don't want to get burnt out on the game. We still have fucking 1 week left. Okay. Actually, a little bit longer than that, but 1 week left until this sumbitch comes out. And I really wish reviews weren't coming out this soon. That would be fantastic because why would you, it's just going to have, people are going to have more questions about this. And we still don't know, as far as I can see, we still don't know, as far as I can see, um, what's going on with the U3 situation. This all new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4, the U3 situation. And it is so incredibly sad. Have you not watched the cabin fight gameplay? You will see. Who the fuck said this? Wait a minute here. Hold on. This guy is saying, hold on, we got a breaking development here. And I'd love to confirm this on the spot here. Let's see. This guy says, have you not watched the cabin fight gameplay with Luis? I can't remember. Well, let's see if we can find a leak on that. Should be on YouTube at this point. RE4 Remake. The reason why he's saying that is because apparently in that cabin fight section, the doors break. I don't know what he's smoking, but let's just give him the benefit of the doubt. RE4 Remake cabin fight. Well, that's not even a leak. That's a fucking Game Informer video. Well, do the doors break in this? We'll pull this up here. Do the doors break in this? Because he's implying that they do. So let's go ahead and see if that is the case here. Okay, we're going to go over here. We're going to go over here. And then we're going to pull this up, folks at home. So let's go through this. This was not on the list here tonight, but I will tell you that let's see what this ultimately entails. Someone said I need to take a look at this footage here to see. Apparently doors break here by shooting them, but I don't know why Leon would shoot the door. Look at this shotgun gameplay. I mean, it's trash. Like the enemies don't move, man. There's no impact. And so, well, it's more realistic, Michael. And it's like, yeah, no one wants to play a simulation game. You know what I mean? No one wants to play a simulation game. Okay, they can smash the boards because they're fucking yellow. Holy shit, dude. Of course they can smash the boards because they're fucking yellow. Dude, this game has, I don't know what, like, research and data they found from players, but clearly someone suggested to Capcom, like, they need more guidance. They're, they get upset when they get lost and frustrated, and then they have a tendency to not continue playing. And that's why Capcom has plastered this game with nothing but yellow markings all over. I mean, it gets even worse. Oh, there it is again. Is this a fucking repeat? No. Well, someone said there's more yellow markings too, by the way. I am just blown away with the yellow markings. I mean, it gets worse. I've seen Krauser stuff. I've seen fucking it's all in the island too. It's ridiculously bad. That's gonna be one of the first mods, if it's not already available. Why is there a fucking bet on that? This is bad. Someone said watch this gameplay because he apparently breaks a door with a gun. I don't know. I doubt that. I don't know what that guy was smoking. These people just like don't even. They just, oh, we don't care, Michael, if we can shoot through doors. We don't. Okay, but you're not understanding the point. Because at the end of the day, it was in the original. It's not in here. It's cut content. Like if you can't incorporate, like they obviously didn't play the original game. They obviously just didn't. There's nothing to see there. They obviously just didn't play the original game. And folks, if you're just tuning in, we're going to go through the two things that have been recently brought to my attention here in regards to this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4. And it just continues to get worse and worse and worse. Let's get U3 in the chat right now. Type in U3 if you could in the chat, because that is just such a travesty Seemingly it has been cut. There's still no confirmation on that. And it's like, dude, if you have the leaked game, get your fat ass off the couch and like you have one little window of opportunity left for your 15 minutes of fame because the review embargoes are going to lift soon here. And once that happens, the floodgates fucking open up. And once that happens, everyone's going to have this opinion already of like, yes, please, yes, please, yes, please, yes, please. It's amazing. I want to consume. I'm ready to line up at that buffet and just sit down and go. That's going to be the reality of the situation. See, everyone misses U3. Everyone misses U3. But if you go on Reset Era, they will literally start defending it and saying, well, U3, you don't think of U3 when you play this game. And it's like, sweetheart, you know why U3 wasn't, it's seemingly not in this game? Again, no confirmation right now that I know of, but we're going to go with it. You know why U3 might not have been in this game? It's because it's too complex. There's so much yellow tape in this fucking game, it's not even funny. You know what I mean? And you guys know that, okay? There's so much yellow tape telling the player exactly where to go or what to break that they couldn't have done it in that way. They couldn't have included U3 because they couldn't figure out the yellow tape thing. And, you know, U3 is a complicated boss, in my opinion. I mean, again, everyone has hindsight of 18 plus years of playthroughs, of speedruns, of walkthroughs, of guides, of tutorials, of tips, of this, of that. And it's like the damn game's been out for 18 plus years. No shit, you think it's easy. Oh, the original's so easy. It's like you've had 18 years worth of guides, of speedruns, of all of these things. When this remake comes out and it gets plowed through within 2 weeks, you're going to know every nook and cranny. It's even worse now because of the internet, and everyone can just post, you know, a million different things at once. When the original came out, the iPhone didn't even fucking exist. The internet was obviously a thing, but it wasn't like it is today. YouTube was probably barely even a thing. It started in 2005, right? So, holy shit. You know, I mean, that is insane. Yes, the game is old. Yes, we understand that you can play it efficiently and you know exactly where to go and every pixel on the
It's
screen.
over!
We have 2 new things to discuss
Valentin
here.
donated $5
So that's
through
why they
Super
didn't include
Chat.
U3.
This game is made for a modern audience with the attention span of a 3-year-old and the gaming skills of a video game
You know, and I'm
journalist.
so sick of that John Wick fucking meme, like, oh, you can play as John Wick. Like, no one wants to play as John Wick. We want to play as Leon S. Kennedy. You know what I mean? Like, it's just ridiculous. Valentine coming through with the 5. Hell yeah, brother. We appreciate that. So that's why U3 is not in the game. People are downplaying U3, and it's like, think about that boss for a moment. Yeah, you don't think of U3 when you think of Resident Evil 4. You don't. And literally Reset Era is like going crazy over this, like, oh yeah, U3, that's a trap. I don't mind if they cut it. How could you defend the lazy millennial devs over at Clueless Capcom extracting content from Resident Evil 4? I mean, I don't understand. If I go to McDonald's and I don't see the McFlurry on the menu, there's less things on the menu. So even though it might not have been the first thing that I think about when I go to McDonald's, it sucks that it isn't there. And to be fair, the U3 boss wasn't just a gimmick. It was a fucking terrifying sequence. And that challenged your head a little bit because you had to figure out where to go within that maze. And in addition to that, he was attacking. And in addition to that, you were on a timer. So you had 3 things go on at once, and that's why they cut it. It was too difficult. Clearly, Capcom, they got a survey result back. And everyone's like, these games are too hard. These games are too hard. So what do? Oh, let's cut U3. Let's cut U3. And again, we're assuming it's cut. We don't have confirmation, but it's looking very terrible at this point, okay? To be totally frank, it's looking very terrible. And if anything pops up during the stream, you know, if there's new leaks or what have you, that's something we'll look into. But we have a new leak from Reset Era, and it's bad. It just shows and proves that Capcom did not understand, and they are destroying greatness here. And I need you guys to lock in because we're going to pull this up right here and right now. Actually, we can probably pull it up on the big screen.
It's over!
It really is over. Holy shit, this is bad.
It's me
But they're going to
donated
defend it in this chat too. I know they do.
€6 through Super Chat. My friends were laughing at me and making fun of me. Sleepy face, sleepy face, sleepy face.
Yeah, well, you know, maybe they're just not great friends. I mean, they just have to get good. It's me coming through. Hell yeah, brother. We appreciate that. Let's pull this up here. And let's pull this up here. And I think we're getting really close right here. Apparently this guy has the game. Now, I don't think they troll on Reset Era because you can't just make an account. You have to have like a business email or some fucking shit like that. So I don't think anyone's trolling on Reset Era. And this is what they had to say here. So this guy says, this is the first thing we're discussing here tonight, and this is terrible. I'd love to see people defend this. This is ridiculous. Just got to the merchant for the first time. The laser sight can only be purchased with currency you get from doing side quests. Bro, there's no... It's like Capcom hates fans of the original experience, and they want to do everything to cater and pander to the new audience. And they're saying, fuck the boomers that have nostalgia for this. Fuck the art direction of the original game. Fuck the tone of the original game. Just fuck it all. And they love fucking. Look at this. Just got to the merchant for the first time. And again, this is Reset Era. It's not fucking V, okay? It's not, you know, somewhere you just make a random account. I'm pretty sure this dude ain't trolling. We're going to just give him the benefit of the doubt. It's Reset Era, so they don't really troll over there. Because you can't just make an account out of nowhere. Just got to the merchant for the first time. The laser sight can only be purchased with the currency you get from doing side quests. So you have to... Okay, can we just take a moment to type in U3 in the chat again? This is a disgrace. But you don't care. Why don't you care? You have to do side quests to unlock the fucking laser? First of all, you shouldn't even have to buy the damn laser from the merchant because that's a staple of the damn game to begin with. So how is this the Resident Evil 4 remake when they are literally destroying a classic? Can we answer anything in here? Because they have failed. You have to do these dumb side quests for the merchant to be able to purchase the laser, according to that guy on Reset Era. And we don't even know if the laser can be equipped on every weapon. And we don't even know really what the laser looks like in motion because no one's done it, because that's why no one's done it yet. No one's leaked it yet because you have to do it that way. You have to do the side quests in order to unlock the laser. You have to do... Yes, I am seething. Because it's shit. Who is defending this slop? They are literally paid by Capcom to shill this crap. Dude, I'm gonna lower my prediction. I was predicting a very high score on Metacritic, like 96.7. I was actually going with 97. And now that sounds kind of stupid. I honestly think this might score a little bit lower because if it depends on who reviews it. If they've never played RE4 before, they're going to give it a high score. If they played RE4 before, these little things are starting to add up. And if they don't have U3 in this game, which they seemingly don't, seemingly being the key word there, then what exactly are we doing here? This is not Shinji Mikami. This is not Resident Evil 4. And I get it. Resident Evil 4 was anti-Resident Evil. I will agree. Resident Evil 4 was such a crazy departure. It's like Leon's in Spain now, and these villages are infected, but that was the mystique behind the fucking game. It's like, well, they're not zombies, and you're not fighting zombies anymore, and there's no umbrella, and there's no dogs,
It's over!
No that. It is an anti-Resident Evil game, but it had to be done, because it would have turned
Gary
into
from the
Madden. It
Vault
would have turned into
donated
Madden.
$10 through Super Chat. Hit that like and share, send world class to the top of Joey Rogan's podcast stardom so he can buy us all more Lambos. Let's get it going, folks at home.
I just want to have a real discussion about this game. You know, I know people take piss and joke and just play along, and there's nothing to play along to here, unfortunately. But you want to chalk it up as mental illness, that's fine with me. I don't care. If I have to be the weird, big bad boogeyman for you so you can sleep better at night and throw your security blanket up and just dismiss world class as this lunatic on the internet, then so fucking be it. I don't care, you know? I mean, at the end of the day, if you're going to defend slop like this, again, You have to, apparently, according to someone who has the game already on Reset Era, they don't troll on Reset Era that much. I don't, not to the extent of V, of course. That's just a fucking cesspool over there. But nonetheless, look, at the end of the day, because there's a lot of shilling on V now. I mean, I'm on V Daily now. You know what I mean? I'm on fucking V Daily, and I'm like, who is going to defend this slop? And they are defending it. They're like, oh, you're just fucking old. You know, it's just like, dude, you have to, let's pull this up yet again. This is ridiculous. You have to, just got to the merchant for the first time. The laser sight can only be purchased with the currency you get from doing side quests. So you have to do side quests in order to get the laser. Now again, the laser is a fundamental staple of Resident Evil 4. How are we defending this? I just can't believe it. First it was the shotgun having no impact. The shotgun having no impact. And now we're defending this. You know, I'm fixing to take my shirt off right here and right now, and it ain't going to be pretty. But it might be prettier than the Resident Evil 4 remake because they are destroying a classic. They are destroying a classic here. You have to do these side quests to get enough currency to do, to equip something that should have been there by default. Shut it down. This shit is trash, dude. I mean, you've got to be kidding me. When are we going to wake up? When are we going to wake up? When are we going to wake up? You know, I don't get it. I don't get it. It's a shill fest. It is a shill fest. Time and time and time again. Oh, you guys don't care. Well, that's because you don't play video games. I am buying this game. And we will have special coverage for it. That I know and that I can tell you. But we can't do anything right now because we don't have the game. Okay? We can go through the demo, we can play the original, we can do this, that, and the third. But right now we have to go off of these leaks to see what the experience is like. And the game is getting out more and more and more now because we're getting closer to release. And as such, we will, if we haven't already somewhere, get a confirmation on U3. And I'm not saying that's a make or break point. Again, that's not what we're saying here. But when you start cutting things from the original experience, when you extract things from the original experience, you tell me how that is a positive. When they take the onion off the burger, it is being cut. Okay, there's no onion on the burger anymore. And you're left wondering why. Why is there no onion on the burger anymore? Now, does that make or break the burger experience? Well, for some people it might. Not many, but for some people it might. So when they take things away and they extract things that made the original tick and made the original work in a way that made sense with pacing, then yes, the pacing has been disrupted. But you don't care because you're like, oh my God, I'm such an incel. You know, it's just the same old slop over and over and over again. Same old excuses over and over and over again. And when the reviews drop potentially tomorrow morning or Friday, well, I might be surprised. I may very well be surprised.
Mr. Self-Destruct donated $5 through Super Chat. You can see what the laser looks like in the options of the demo,
yeah, but we're not seeing it in motion.
With any weapon besides the pistol.
Yeah,
it's just a red crosshair.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. We haven't seen it in motion, bro. We haven't seen it in motion. So there's no wonder why they haven't shown that off, because it is just a fucking red crosshair. You know, because the laser isn't real. The way they make these games today, they literally cannot make them like they used to. You know, because this is the reality of it. Mr. Self-Destruct coming through. This is the reality of it. What it would be like is trying to replicate the Van Halen sound. What you would have to do is you would literally have to get the old equipment. There's only so much plugins can do for you. You would have to go and get the old guitar, the old tube amp, the old compressors and pedals and analog shit, you know, because all that turned digital. And that's the only way you could faithfully replicate it. So the only way to make a game like Resident Evil 4 would be to get that old technology and make the game with, I'm not even fucking kidding, because that's what has happened. The modern day engines are getting in the way here, and the lack of passion in this industry. It's like, look, if I were working at a team and I were passionate about what I do, but it's just like, you know, you got to hit these deadlines constantly, it's going to suck the passion right out. So, you know, it's just one of those things, and it really is so incredibly sad. Now, next we have, I want to see if I can find this here. This isn't really that big of a deal, but, well, I don't want to pull it up on the stream, but how do I word this here? Someone who's currently reviewing the game They basically said something. I don't even want to say who it is. It's a top dog reviewer. They weren't breaking embargo, but they were hinting at maybe this isn't going to score that well. Or at least not
It's over.
You know.
Gary from the Vault donated $10 through Super Chat. Michael, we know Re4R is awful. The people are a few weeks early on the April Fools. Re4R is Re4cist. They are scared of the greatness of Re4 and Capcom was infiltrated
They don't
by Dead
understand.
Space
No, they don't.
devs to
They don't
stop
understand.
Poocom.
They don't understand the game. When they remade Halloween, or they did a direct sequel to it. I mean, look, it's Rob Zombie. That's why you pick Rob Zombie. Rob Zombie's going to do his own thing. He's not going to emulate John Carpenter. And when you look at, I just can't. I can't. I literally can't even explain it. Like, it's just something you either get or don't. But what I was saying, Gary from the Vault coming through yet again. Hell yeah, brother, we appreciate that, Gary from the Vault. What I was saying is that someone is reviewing the game. Of course, everyone who's reviewing the game already has a copy. They've already probably beat it a few times now, or whatever. But they were basically saying something to the extent of, and I'm not making this up, I just don't want to, but they were saying something to the extent of they were glad that the demo ended there because they were insinuating that something happens a little bit later on that is going to potentially frustrate players. I don't know what that could entail, but that is something to know. And it's a pretty big fucking channel. They just said it on their stream earlier today. They kind of hinted at maybe it wasn't maybe there's a section in there that's going to frustrate players, but I don't know what that could really be. I mean, the gameplay sucks. I mean, let's just not beat around the bush here. The gameplay sucks. There's just no identity to this game. That's the problem with it. It's not going to have, they have ruined Salazar. They've ruined Salazar. Like, how do you look at the scale of Resident Evil 4 with these gigantic things? The Salazar boss fight's huge. The Salazar statue is huge. And it doesn't fucking make sense, but it doesn't have to. It's Resident Evil. So now all of these bootlickers are like clamoring for this real Resident Evil when in reality this isn't it. It's Resident Evil, sweetheart. Oh, the door doesn't shoot because it's realistic. That wouldn't penetrate through it. That wouldn't break the door down. Sweetheart, it's Resident Evil. So now we're praising Resident Evil 4 Remake due to the fact that it now it's literally unheard of. So I don't know if this game's going to score as well. I'm actually considering lowering mine. I said 97 on Metacritic. That was when I was in the honeymoon phase. I said, you know what? Most reviewers aren't going to give a shit that U3's cut, potentially. Most of the reviewers aren't going to care about the teeny tiny things that are removed. And people still want to argue about that. It's like, guys, the flame grenade is not in the game. Does that break the fucking game? No, it doesn't. Does that mean that you can't have fun with it? No, it doesn't. But it means that if a little thing like the flame grenade is removed and seemingly a big thing like U3 is removed, then it's like they've removed a bunch of other fucking shit as well because, well, obviously they have. They have to put this game out to the modern era. And when you put a game out to the modern era, you got to clean that sumbitch up and make sure it's polished. And anything that might upset someone is going to be removed and taken out. We can't show Ada Wong in a dress anymore. We can't have that. Take that out. We can't have Ashley in a real skirt anymore. We can't have that. Take that out. That's what this has become. So is it the W word? I don't know. It really depends on your definition. But it certainly isn't Resident Evil 4. If they didn't have the balls to continue that legacy of that game and honor that, then this is trash. It's automatically getting a bad score because they didn't have the willpower to stand up and say, hey, Ada Wong's going to be in this dress. Ashley is going to be in this skirt. It's not about perverts getting hard off this shit. It's about, you know what? They couldn't honor the legacy of the original game. That's the reality of the situation. Ada Wong didn't show her panties in this game. It wasn't like a fucking Playboy thing. You know what I mean? She showed a little leg, and that's about it. And you can't show that? Well, shut this shit down. So now you got to wait for the modders to come in and start modding this shit and having Ada Wong and lingerie and fucking Ashley and whatever, because Capcom couldn't do it. Instead, what they were too busy doing was painting everything fucking yellow. Let's paint this yellow. Let's paint that. Oh, let's cut you 3. And then you have these bootlickers on Reset Era. Let's go ahead and look at this. You have these bootlickers on Reset Era that are literally defending this. I mean, it is ridiculous. Look at this right here. Look at this right here. I'm not saying your feelings aren't valid. And I liked that segment as well. But was your entire purchase really based around this 15-minute segment? Do you not like any other part of the game? 15-minute segment. 15-minute segment? U3 is a 15-minute segment? Yeah, it is, with 18 years of fucking speedruns and guides that have released since. I mean, get the head out of the ass. The game was not easy when you first played it. No one on Earth played it without dying once. That's impossible. This notion that, like, oh yeah, we're going to defend you 3 being cut. Yeah, of course you are, because you're a bootlicker. I mean, these shills are all over the internet. It's not just Reset Era, dude. It is sad. And then, this guy says right here, to be clear, U3 is something that doesn't immediately come to mind when I think of my favorite things from Resident Evil 4. But I care about it as I care about everything from what I consider a perfect game. And now that it's gone, I'm not happy. And that's what we're talking about. You can't take things away from the Whopper because it's no longer a Whopper. If you're a car collector and you buy these old Mustangs, old Corvettes, old school, old-timey cars, and you take out the old engine and replace it with some modern-day shit, like, yeah, that's no longer the 1969 Mustang, so why even fucking say you have it? Okay, why even remake this game when you're tinkering and toying around and you're pulling the strings and you're taking things away? Why not keep U3 intact? Why can't you just rework the boss? But Michael, maybe that is the case. Well, maybe it is. But if the damn thing were in there, we would have probably have seen it by now. Don't you think? It's ridiculous. Look at this right here. Why are people like this? Just say that you don't personally care about it and move on. Anytime seeing something from the original is changed or removed, the immediate first reaction is, Left 4 Dead, it was bad anyway. Exactly. Well, I don't know what was being said there. I couldn't really comprehend that one. But this guy has a hard-on for shilling this game. And he's not alone. There's a whole group of people that are shilling this game. Just like there's a whole group of people that are actually... There's 2 sides here. And we want this game. Everyone... There's no one that just hates for hating. I mean, obviously, there's trolls. But you have to understand that we care. We come from a place of, well, we care. I'm not the best gamer in the world, okay? I don't know everything about Resident Evil, okay? You might just call me a casual Resident Evil fan, but I grew up with these games, and I think that counts for something. So, nonetheless, I'm not saying your feelings aren't valid. We've already read that one. And let's continue here. Well, there was another one that we were going to look at here. There's another one that we were going to look at here. And they were arguing about something else. And it was just so ridiculous when I read this, dude. Oh, and that scene too? Huh. The laser room. See, we don't even know if the laser room is in this game. I mean, it's all unknown right now. But in 48 hours, we're going to know everything about this game. Truly everything, because the review embargo is expiring very soon. And I'm not saying reviewers are going to spoil things. They won't, because, they're in bed with Capcom. They have to follow the embargo rules. But, it really is so sad. It really is so sad because they're not listening. They have removed U3, from what we can tell. Not confirmed, all but confirmed. All but confirmed, U3 is gone. And I'm going to tell you what.
It's over!
After this plays out, holy fucking shit. Gary from the Vault coming through with the 20. Hell yeah, bro. Appreciate that. Gary from the Vault coming through with the 20. Holy shit.
Donated $20 through Super Chat. I'll say it one last time. All they had to do was make the graphics better and make the controls not funky tank controls, and that was it. Graphics look great, but the controls are still tanky, plus they took out priceless content.
You know what we have to do in honor of U3 being gone? We have to make him a shirt. U3 is seemingly gone. U3 is seemingly gone. They have cut U3 from what we can understand. Maybe that's not the case, but right now it seems that way. And as such, we have to honor that boss. It's Shinji Mikami's baby. I don't think they just threw that boss in for the sake of throwing it in. I'm sure there was a lot of play testing involved with something like that. And the fake Resident Evil fans don't care, but I do. And that's all that matters. And I'm hoping that some of you do as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the U3 shirt right here and right now. We're going to make the U3 shirt right here and right now. And, you know, it's in honor of the boss that seemingly has been cut here in this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4. So what we're going to do is we're going to put U3 on this shirt because the lazy millennial devs over at Capcom...
It's over!
They just quite clearly didn't understand.
The horror player donated $1.99 through Super
They didn't
Chat.
get it.
Ramon boss fight is trash, to be honest.
Oh, no. No. Are you saying the Salazar... How is the Salazar boss fight trash? You've had 18 years to watch speedruns, tutorials, walkthroughs, guides, the whole shebang. Oh, it's trash because you just stand there and use 2 incinerator grenades, which, by the way, are not in this game, seemingly. Actually, that is confirmed. And you're just going to sit there. It's not about the boss. Sometimes it's not about how you lift the weight. It's about you just lift the weight. And in Resident Evil 4's case, it's about the spectacle, the scope of that boss fight. It's not so much that, oh yeah, you just kind of stand there and hit some quick time buttons and he sends out some spider shit coming down below. It's about the fucking scope, the feel, the big fight feeling. And you don't get that in this remake. So I don't care. If you hate the original, just leave. We don't want you here. You're a fake fan. I'm getting tired of it, man. These motherfuckers are coming from Fortnite. They jumped off the battle bus. Now they're like, oh my God, what's this, Michael? A new battle card? They are literally putting Resident Evil 2 shit in. Claire and fucking Leon are coming. I'm not even joking. So we're going to put U3 in honor of U3 seemingly being cut. Nothing's confirmed right now, but it is looking really terrible right now. And again, if you're just joining, we were on Reset Era, and I'm going to go back to that page because let's recap real quick before we... It's bad. This is bad. Right here it is. Let me find out where this is at. Second page. Second last page. Right here. Okay, this guy apparently has the game early. And what he's saying is that he just got to the merchant. Okay, he just got to the... It's a reset error. They don't troll over there because you can't make a quick account to troll because, well... It's a reset error. Not that you would want to, but I'm just saying I don't think this guy's trolling. That's the context there. However, with that said, he says, just got to the merchant for the first time. The laser sight can only be purchased with currency you get from doing side quests. So in order to get something that should have been there day one, you have mandatory side quests. So if you want that red dot, that red crosshair side. It's not even a laser anymore. I mean, we haven't seen it in action, but you can see it in the options menu on that demo, and it don't look too hot. And that's sad because it's like, if you can't get the laser right, what was the mission of, like, clearly this game was designed by the C team, evidently. I mean, I'm pretty sure that was a fact. And Capcom had to come in with a higher-up team to help. Literally, that is the story with the Resident Evil 4 remake. This was made at one point exclusively by, or was planning to be made by, the RE3 remake team, M2. And Capcom had to come in and seemingly help out because it was a total shit show. But they didn't understand. I mean, there's no way they played this original game. Or if they did, they just like, oh yeah. But they didn't get it. You kind of have to get it. So in order to get the laser, again, you got to do the side quests because there's two currencies here. There's a side quest currency and a regular, apparently, from what this fucking makes. And you know, they're forcing you to do these mundane side quests, which, you know, I mean, that does add some longevity to the game, I guess, in terms of replayability. But Do we know if the Infinite Rocket Launcher is in the game? Do we know if the Chicago Typewriter is in the game? Because what's the point of replaying it if we can't get those like fun weapons that were so cool and fun to use in the original? It's like, yeah, we can go through this little bitch and blast through this shit. Like, yeah, that's amazing. Oh wait, you can just download a mod and infinite ammo and infinite health.
It's over!
They should have went Nintendo exclusive with this fucking thing, to be totally fair. I'm not even joking.
The Equalizer donated $10 through Super Chat. RE4 Remake was in development for 3 years. Like how RE3 Remake was made a year after the release of RE2 Remake. Capcom is milking the shit out of this, and it's clear they do not care about the remakes.
I mean, even that part where and I was excited. I was like, wow, I'm glad they included that. And I was actually surprised. I actually had a lot. I had very low expectations for this game, and when I started to see some Easter eggs return, I thought, well, you know what, maybe there's fucking hope. And that's when I got back in the honeymoon phase, and I said, well, we can ignore some of these side problems here, some of these little minuscule things that are not adding up. But now the cookie is starting to crumble even further. And when you look at that Easter egg where you shoot the Lake Boss water, it doesn't work the same because the Lake Boss water doesn't fly at you immediately. There's like a brief pause, and granted they could fix this with a patch, but if they didn't get it to begin with, why would they fix it? Because the Zoomers don't care. The fake Resident Evil fans just don't clamor for quality. And it really is so sad. So we're going to make this U3 Equalizer coming through really hard and really strong. Hell yeah, brother, we appreciate that. Equalizer coming through really hard and really strong. And we're going to make the U3 shirt because RIP U3. So here we go. U3. As U3 has seemingly been cut here in this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4. It is really so incredibly sad, and we're almost done here. This is a little trickier than I thought. U3. There we go. We just made the U3 shirt in honor of a great boss seemingly being cut here in this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4. Let's get an F in the chat for U3. It really is so sad.
It's
It
over!
really is so sad. Let's let that drop. Hello. In the chat, we're having technical difficulties here. Of course we're having technical difficulties when we have a bunch of people in here discussing this total slop. So let's see if we can get a U3 here in the chat, and we're gonna have to maybe fire up a backup computer or something in case this bitch goes down again, because that shit is annoying. So U3 in the chat, if you can hear and see, we are having technical difficulties here today, which is so unfortunate. Okay, we had to restart the entire computer, and hopefully it lasts at least more than 20 minutes. Okay, U3, we are live. It is currently working, and we had a big drop off there, which I knew that was going to happen, but so incredibly sad. Nonetheless, look, we just got done. I don't know how far it got, but we just got done with the U3 shirt. Someone came through and super chatted something about doors. So if we missed that, I apologize. But nonetheless, look, we got the U3 shirt here, okay, in honor of the U3 boss being seemingly cut here in this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4. And it really is so incredibly sad. So we're going to go and see if there are any new rumblings in regards to this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4. So let's go back on Reset Era here. They have a thread on Reset Era, and it is seemingly not as active as I was hoping it would be, but we'll see. Let's jump back over to Reset Era here and see if there's any new information here on this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4. And again, if you missed it, you have to buy the laser from the merchant by using the side quest points, which is really dumb. And it really is so incredibly sad. Is overtime in? Okay, dude. Ain't no way overtime is gonna be in. Now they might have a suggestive scene, but it ain't gonna be word for word. I mean, they can't even get the merchant right. The merchant dialogue is different here in this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4. He doesn't say, "Welcome, stranger." And that could be because he's not a stranger, but they don't even have like, I'll buy it at a high price. Thank you. They don't have that merchant dialogue anymore. So yeah, not only is the merchant a different voice, but they don't even have the old dialogue anymore from what I've heard. It's like it's just so like we did not understand this game. And it screams that when you play it, and everyone's like, "Oh, John Wick simulator, John Wick." Who the fuck is John Wick? Like, I've never seen a John Wick movie before. It's like, yeah, Keanu Reeves is hot. We know he's in Cyberpunk, and that's great. But like, dude, no one was asking for John Wick. We were asking for Leon S. Kennedy. We were asking for the Resident Evil 4 remake to properly remake the game, and they failed to do so because seemingly U3 is cut, and the laser has to be purchased with side quest points. So you have to kind of like do these mundane tasks to get the laser, and the laser is just going to simply be that red crosshair on the screen. But these fake Resident Evil fans don't care. And I'm going to ask you guys in here, does anyone know or think they know when the review embargo expires? Because it could be tomorrow morning, and if it is, we're going to have to break in as soon as we can, or it could be Friday. Okay? There's only 2 days left in the week. Metacritic, let me pull this up. Metacritic, this is what Metacritic said. Let's pull this up here so I can show you what we're referencing here. Metacritic said this last week here. On Twitter, this is what they said. Let me pull this up. Resident Evil 4 Remake. This is what they said.
It's over!
They post a lot of junk. Holy shit. A bunch of movie stuff. I didn't know it was about movies.
Chris H. donated
$1.99 through Super Chat. September 30th, 1998, the day she stopped loving.
Certainly is, I'll tell you what. Yeah, let's see if they have that post. I can't find that post. They must have took it down. I'm not even joking. It's not popping up. Metacritic Resident Evil 4. What the fuck? Maybe they were wrong about when the reviews come out. So they took it down. Resident Evil 4 Metacritic embargo. Review embargo details revealed. So let me see if we can pull this up here according to Metacritic. No, there's the 280. Okay, let's see if we can pull this up here. So according to Metacritic here, it says RE4 Remake comes out March 24th, and you can expect reviews late next week. And they posted this on March 7th. So they posted this last week, last Tuesday, and the reviews are seemingly coming out late this week, which, this week ends fairly soon here. So there's only 2 days left in terms of when the reviews might drop for this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4 this Thursday, which, tomorrow or Friday. And if anyone has any inklings on when that may very well be specifically, that would be very helpful, so that way we can get ready to anticipate. If I knew 100% that they were dropping early tomorrow morning, we would obviously be ready before they drop. And I already said, like, this is going to score well for most people. I think there might be some reviews that come out and say it could have been a little bit more in terms of honoring that original legacy, but those reviews are going to be few and far between, because that's just the way it is. That's how the cookie crumbles. So yeah, this is going to score incredibly well on Metacritic here. And let's see what this guy said. This guy usually has check reset error. Michael, another shill is saying U3 is being cut okay because the level was bad. Oh my god, I'm going back to reset error, dude. Dude, the shilling for this game is it's unheard of. It really is. How could you say U3? I gotta read this. How can you say? Oh my god, it's 6 paragraphs. We gotta read this. Dude. We gotta read this. I didn't think the container thing was memorable. I've said it before. There are better dumb supervillain trap room set pieces. Salazar, the throne room trapdoor, cage match, then the timed falling cage maze of doom. And in terms of bosses, I can actually think of one I like less than you three. Vertigo is great. Well, they've ruined Vertigo too, so let's talk about that. They've ruined Vertigo, in my opinion, because they couldn't get that right. Look, I'm not asking for a one-to-one remake, but when shit starts to feel soulless, I'm going over to V, and I'm just gonna join a group of gamers that actually agree with my thinking, and you can't find them anywhere else. That's why I'm over at V, because you can't share these opinions on Game Packs. You can't share these opinions on Steam forums. You can't share these opinions on Twitter. You can't share these opinions on Reddit. You can't share these opinions anywhere. And it's ridiculous. And I'm really hoping that we're not going to disconnect again here, but something just popped up on the screen. Nonetheless, let's continue reading this here. Well, no, the Vertigo boss fight, they've ruined that. So these red containers, and you're going to say, well, it didn't make sense. It was unrealistic. I'm done. Look, it's fucking Resident Evil. We want the laser rooms. We want the the roundhouse kick, Chuck Norris kick, the crazy suplexes. They even scaled that back because now they have to just like develop these games so differently. It's so sad. But the Vertigo boss fight, you would knock over these fucking things and they would spray out the nitroglycerin, and then you would attack that boss. And what they've done here in the remake, from the footage that I remember seeing, that is seemingly, I guess no one recorded it, I'm not sure, but from the Vertigo boss fight footage, you press a button on the wall. Now, I'm sorry, that's the definition of soulless. But let's go ahead and continue reading here. I actually think Vertigo is great. I dislike the Krauser QuickTime Event Fest. Okay, dude, I'm done. I'm done. So you would rather play this janky ass like exposition scene in the remake where it's just like Krauser's explain. It's basically a cutscene in disguise because it's chock full of QuickTime events. As you've seen in some of it's not a QuickTime Fest, but it is chock full of those QuickTime events. You just sit there and listen to Krauser explain his backstory, and it's kind of a cutscene in disguise. But they couldn't pull it off elegantly. The cinematography in Resident Evil 4 is fucking phenomenal. It really is. All of the shots are fantastic. I'm not kidding. It's so well done. It makes this shit look like poo. But that's what they want. They want to sit down and smell it. And I'll tell you what, sometimes they don't smell too bad. Like, I guess the issue for me is it happens after the game's worth of cooler stuff, and immediately before some of the cooler stuff. If you fought U3 in the village, he'd probably be cooler to me, but there's nothing about that encounter that actually sticks out to me. And aside that, I found a Reddit scan of the actual Edge article of no-cut content. The quote came from obviously no, it does not say that. Oh, so Capcom's not, hold on. It says they divided up teams to work on different areas, but focused a lot on the village. I've heard someone say that Game Informer did have a quote from Capcom about no-cut content, but if you're justifying believing no-cut content based off of what Twisted Voxel said, Edge said, well, someone was outright bullshitting, but it wasn't Capcom in that particular instance. Oh, so now they're defending Capcom, and they're saying Capcom never said cut content. You have to be kidding me right now. This is ridiculous. Really? Now they're saying Capcom never said cut content, and these articles were just running that for clickbait. I'm done, dude. I'm done. I'm done. You know, these fake holy shit. These fake rip U3. Let's just show this. You know, I'm going to wear this just to piss off these fake fucking Resident Evil. Obviously, they didn't like the game. Dude, if I go to McDonald's and they change the Big Mac, guess what? It's no longer the fucking Big Mac. So just say that you weren't a fan of the original game. Because that's what you're saying. If you change the recipe of the Big Mac, and you're not, if you're not discontent with the recipe changing with the Big Mac, you weren't necessarily a fan to begin with. This is inexcusable. I'm gonna wear this U3 shirt, because fuck them, fuck these fake fans. Look, I'm not saying you can't have an opinion, but to just sit there and it's like, why? Okay, tell me this then. Why does the game have a 96 on Metacritic? Why does the original Resident Evil 4 have a 96 on Metacritic? Show me one article from back in the day, one review rather, from back in the day where they said that the U3 boss was trash. Show me. No one brought it up. No one thought it was trash. So now they're thinking it's trash. So, they're saying, well, now you guys are bitching about U3, and you're saying, oh, U3 was such a memorable boss, but no one talked about it. And it's like, yeah, but you're doing the same on your side of the table. Because you're saying, oh, this boss was so terrible, we don't care if it's gone. Then you don't like Resident Evil 4. Just admit it. I am so done with these shills. And it's not just Reset Era. This is what I'm seeing all in my comment section. Even on fucking V, dude. Even on fucking V. Like, U3, baby. Team U3. Sad. Cut content. Oh, but Capcom didn't say that. Capcom didn't say that. That was just a twisted article. They got that clickbait wrong because they're looking for them clicks. Oh. Now Capcom never said there was cut content? Holy shit, dude. They are moving the goalposts. I don't care if it was a product for its time. Well, that's why they can't make GTA anymore. That's why GTA went W, and you know what word that is. I'm not saying it anymore. You know why that's the case. The writing isn't going to be as edgy anymore. They already censored GTA 5. You have to sit down and you have to cater and pander. That's what you have to do these days. They literally censored GTA 5. Why would anyone be excited about the writing and the new direction of Rockstar? It's not the frat boy Rockstar anymore. It's like, no, they're not based anymore. It's not the locker room talk anymore. It's more like, hello, how are you doing? Oh my God. It's that sort of environment now at these places. And as such, it influences their work. And it's so sad. What happened to a bunch of nerdy bros getting together, a bunch of fucking nerds coding together a fucking game like John Carmack and fucking, you know what I mean? Like, the boys are boys, they're men. Like, if they're going to make a game where you play as a female protagonist, they want to make sure she looks sexy. I mean, that's there's nothing wrong with that. That's not, you got to be kidding me with this shit, bro. Oh, it was a product for its time. Well, then just admit it. You don't care. I'm done. I'm wasting time with these fucking shills, dude. Look at this. U3, how does it feel? Oh, you don't care about U3. I'll just play the U3 boss fight all night then. We'll just have a 24-hour stream of U3 boss fight because you guys don't fucking care. Oh, U3. Well, I'm going to get a big poster of U3 and I'm going to put that sumbitch right there. I can't with these shills. It's just the same old slop over and over and over again. Moving the goalpost. Capcom never said this. Capcom doesn't care. Capcom, they don't care. I mean, shit. You know what I mean? Like, get a fucking clue and just stop. Just, look, if you don't like the original game, that's fine. We're not saying we can't be friends. But when you sit there and you defend Capcom for removing this, for removing that, the pacing is going to be different. The original game had such impeccable pacing. That was one of the highlights of the experience, was how great that pacing was, because it never lets up with these enemy battles. Okay, so now the pacing is disrupted, and Capcom, I believe, said that it wasn't going to be, they wanted to make sure that the pacing was right. But then you start adding in these side quests to make the game feel like it originally was, because you have to do the side quests to get the goddamn laser, because you have to use the side quest points to get the damn laser. So they're forcing you to do these side quests to get enough to get the laser from the merchant, which isn't even a laser. It's just going to be a fucking red crosshair, essentially, a red dot on the fucking, that moves and is tethered to the camera. It's a world that is totally different. And it is so sad. It is so sad. You're not understanding. This chat is just as bad as Reset Era. There's no one in here that's actually genuine on my side. I guarantee it. Who feels the fucking same way? Look, if you have it pre-ordered, keep it locked in. Okay? I'm buying this game and I'm playing it. We will have special coverage over here. But what you need to understand is that, look, if you like it and you have fun with it, you already played the demo, then, you do you. Don't let anyone influence you on your purchasing. Okay? But I am going to say don't buy it if you haven't pre-ordered it. But, it's ultimately up to you to make that decision, because the demo's out. You have no excuse. Okay? But when you take away Resident Evil 4 and you suck that DNA right out, it's no longer Resident Evil 4. It's a fucking clone, and a shitty one. Like, no one can... there will never be another Michael Jackson. One-of-a-kind entertainer. Okay, there's plenty of clones and impersonators and duplicates, but there will never be another Michael Jackson. And that's like this. It's just like we're duplicating that experience, but not in a way that makes sense. But you guys don't care. I mean, I can sit out here and talk about this shit for hours and hours and like, oh, there's no content model. They have literally cut the lift section. You don't get in the lift anymore and shoot the enemies that come at you and throw fucking projectiles. It's a cutscene now. Just like it is when you first boot up the damn demo and you find that villager. And the villager, you don't interact with the villager like you do in the first game because there's no gameplay. It's a fucking cutscene. It's a cutscene fast. Oh, but it's got John Wick gameplay, Michael. Really? Why don't you just go play Max Payne 3? I mean, Resident Evil 6 has better gameplay than this. For a third-person shooter. This sumbitch moves like Leon's got weights in his... Oh, but... And we hated the Callisto Protocol because the character...
It's over!
I can't, man.
Official source Troy donated $2 through Super Chat. We stan Mackle because he keeps it real. Reality, moon viewing ceremony, bear.
I mean, I literally can't think of anything. Look, if you want me to focus on positives, I can, but it's going to be very hard. I mean, graphics are obviously something to look at here. I thought visually when I first played that demo that this definitively was the best RE Engine looking game. Out of all of the RE Engine games, this was the best looking one. I thought, holy shit. Okay, so graphics, we have to give the graphics a pretty high score. Now, art direction, that's a little fucking different because the art direction isn't where it was like it was in the original experience. So the graphics are great, but outside of that, let me pull this clip up. Here we go. Do we have audio? Yes, we do. Let's pull this clip up right here. I'm done. I might actually start crying, dude. Like, listen to that performance. That is so fucking good. That is not nostalgia. That is me as someone who, guys, I can tell when someone has and when someone doesn't as a performer. And I'm gonna tell you what, folks at home, this is fucking good. Holy shit! The fucking devil is here. Like, that is the introduction that we need. And when you listen to that shit in the remake, holy hell. Like, the energy is trash, and I get it. They went for more of a subtle approach. It's not as over the top, but like, we gotta run that back, baby. That shit sounded fucking good. Holy fuck, dude! I don't remember it being that good on my fucking version. What the fuck, dude? That shit is fucking good. Like, you know, there's fucking energy behind the performance. You listen to this, boom, Palestino. You know it. Oh my god, I can't with this remake, dude. I just can't. Like, I'm the only one that gets it. There has to be someone else on this planet that is with me on this shit, man. We can't do this like on an island type fucking shit again with this Resident Evil slop. Resident Evil 2 remake, I didn't agree with the changes made. I thought that was a disgrace to the classic. Resident Evil 3 remake, the same exact shit. They took away the DNA of Resident Evil 3, the choice mechanics. They took all that away instead of improving upon that and saying, "Oh, we want to fight the monster, or we want to run away from the monster. We want to save Brad, or we want to run into the RPD." They took all that. They gutted it. They fucking gutted it. So they took what was unique and they said, fuck the fans. We're doing nothing. You know, it's not like they had a substitute. They didn't have a substitute. We got to run this back. This is so fucking good. Guys, there has to be a clip of that castle. I think that was officially released. Let's run this back again, baby. Ahí está. Mátalo! Dude. Damn, we're in the game. Maybe that's the GameCube version. I don't remember. How long would it take us to get to the castle? Oh, no. We have a save file of the castle. I'm booting the PS5 up right now. I have to listen to that. Wait, never mind. We just did. Holy fuck, I'm a dumbass. I don't remember it sounded like that, though. I mean, that's fucking insane, dude. We want to find the remake is what we're doing. I thought I had the remake. I was going to look excited. I mean, RE4 Remake Castle. Don't they have official gameplay of that? No, they don't. Wait, no, I thought Game Informer put out gameplay from that segment. We got to compare. But if you go to the comments of that video, did they put the castle out? Did they put the castle footage out? I thought they officially put the castle footage out. I'm pretty sure they did. Maybe it was a trailer. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was a trailer. No, I thought... Well, I guess we can't compare until we get the game. I mean, I've already seen linked footage, and it's not great. There's chanting. It's like, Lord Plagueis, Lord Los Plagueis, Lord Los Plagueis, glory to Los Plagueis, glory to... It's just that. And you can barely hear it. Like, the leaker literally... I'm not even kidding. The leaker literally had to turn his TV up to hear it. So, and you know, you don't get the iconic voice lines anymore. It's like... You do, but it's like boom falastello. Whereas in the original, boom falastello. You know, it was a different, like, it's bad. It's just bad. I'm so sorry, guys. It is just trash. Ahí está. Mátalo. You know, it's like you could tell they actually gave a damn. There is castle gameplay. Well, I thought there was too. I can't find it. Yeah, there's official castle gameplay. Let's see if does it show that though. I'm pretty sure it shows the cannonball, the catapult section. I remember seeing it. Let's see if this video showcases what we're looking for here. Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Uh-oh. Yep, here we go. We found it. All right, let's pull this up. I got to compare. Oh, they're talking over the foot. Man, this computer's going to crash again. Oh my god. Guys, if we crash again, just stay here. I'll reboot the computer, but it might crash again. This shit's trash. Yeah, they talk over the footage you can't really hear. Oh my god, it's bad. Whatever you can hear.
Weird whispering. Which I think.
Yeah, oh my god, it's fucking terrible. Oh my god, it's fucking terrible. No, no, hold on. Let me find the real footage. Without the talking, I think someone uploaded it like 2 weeks ago or whenever we covered it. Here we go, B-roll. Okay. No, we just found it. We just found it. Here we go.
Got it.
Yeah, this computer's gonna crash. Fuck. This computer's going to crash, guys, so if the stream goes down again, just stay here. We'll try and get it back online ASAP, but it's going to crash again. It's lagging over nothing. Oh my fucking god, it's trash. We have to compare. Oh my god. These are the things... I'm done. Let me find the other video. Holy shit. Mátalo. It is a world difference. It is a world difference here. Okay. Here we go. You guys ready? If we don't crash here. Remake first. Remake first. Ahí están. Matadlo. Holy fucking shit, that's terrible. Ahí está. Mátalo. Oh, way better, baby. Dude, we gotta run it back. Ahí están. Matadlo. Ahí está. Mátalo. Mátalo. I'm done. Oh, gee, Williker. I mean, it's just, yeah, I'm so done, dude. You know, and it's bad. It's so bad. Holy shit, dude. Guys, again, we made a U3 shirt in honor of the boss seemingly being cut here in this all new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4. We'll probably wear it tomorrow. We can wear it right now, but I'm going to tell you what, folks. The review embargo should be lifting here soon, within the next day or so. Maybe early tomorrow morning. It's Wednesday here, so there's only 2 days left in the work week here, so we're thinking that this is coming soon, either Thursday or Friday. And what do we think the review? What do we think in terms of Metacritic? Because a week or so ago, or 4 days, whenever it was, I said 97. I was going crazy, and I said, but I don't know, because if U3 is not in the game, I mean, apparently that doesn't matter to Reset Era users, and they might actually have the game. They might be secretly like defending it, like, oh yeah, I secretly have a review code. Of course, they can't say that though. But it is sad, when you take away the ingredients of the chocolate milkshake. I mean, it's no longer the chocolate milkshake. You know what I mean? So what are we doing? Just continuing to defend slop. Continuing to defend slop. It's so sad. It's so sad. Here we go. Let's read this right here. Even the enemy voice actor had more passion from the original. The lazy millennial does. 91. That's going to be lower than the original. So how are the? Let me ask you guys this, because I know there's shills in here right now that are watching. How are the shield? How are you guys? How are some of these shills going to defend this? If this scores lower than the original, which the original, by the way, has 96 on Metacritic. On the GameCube anyway, 96 on Metacritic on the GameCube. How if the remake can't match that, well, it's not going to be a good day for the shills. Because, man, over at V, it's going to get pretty exciting if that can't match the original. It's going to get real exciting over at V because there's going to be some flame wars. You got the shills versus the Doom posters. Oh, Michael's a Doom poster. Really? Dude, I'm just looking at this shit, and I'm thinking to myself, like, what went so unequivocally wrong? That's what I'm thinking to myself. And we'll run this back.
Ahí están, matando.
Horrible.
Ahí está. Mátalo.
Can you believe it? They destroyed a classic. U3 seemingly cut. You can't buy the laser unless you do the side quests. I mean, it's a Ubisoft game. It's a Ubisoft game, bro. That's what it is. It's a Ubisoft game. 18 years worth of technical advancements, and they can't even get these small things right. Oh, Mako, what was cut? What wasn't cut? That's the bigger question, and you'll find out. Dude, I told you guys, I went on Twitch. There was this guy streaming on Twitch. This big channel here on YouTube. I don't even want to say what it is, but the guy, and I'm not making this up. I mean, I can play the audio, actually. I'll play the audio. I'm going to play the audio. I don't want to show who it is, but I will play the audio. So let's pull that up right now. This is what he said. Okay, and this was... Oh my god, their channel's banned? What the fuck? There's no way, dude. What the fuck? Sorry, unless you have a time machine, that content is unavailable. The only time you see that is when they get banned. Huh. What the fuck? It was 0 punctuation. well, I mean, they're banned. I can't get to their Twitch channel because they kind of hinted that some people might have a few problems with the remake after you get past the demo section, but I can't go to their Twitch. It says it's banned. So I can't even play the clip because it's gone. You hate us, Michael? I don't know what that means, dude. I don't hate anyone. But if you're a shill that's just going to spout nonsense, like, I mean, I'm not going to agree with you, so whatever. Go find someone else that will tell you what you want to hear. This guy needs some sleep. I'm pretty high energy tonight. I'm not sure what you're talking about. No, zero punctuation. They came out and one of the guys, I mean, I don't even watch their shit, but they came out and one of the guys said basically that that they were glad that the demo ended there because if players continued further, they might have threw the controller down and got frustrated. So I don't know what that entails. I don't know if he's just a negative Nancy like I am or picky or what have you, but I can't even play the clip because their channel's banned for some fucking reason. Maybe Capcom banned them. I don't fucking know. I mean, they were playing Metroid Prime. Unless they have a YouTube channel. Let me see if I can find their YouTube channel. For streams anyway. Maybe they stream on YouTube too, I don't know. But zero punctuation. Stream. Oh, never mind. They're on YouTube. Well, their Twitch channel doesn't work. Here, let's see if we can. We'll play the audio clip here. We'll play the audio clip here where he kind of talks about it a little bit, vaguely. Let me see here. I wonder what he's referring to, though. It's pretty interesting, actually. God damn, these ads. All right, we're going to play this audio clip here. He's talking about the remake.
Well, I don't want that to happen.
Bully for you.
Hold on.
SVS Guru with a €5 donation. Thank you so much, SVS Guru. Yahtzee, what is the proper way to eat Marmite?
Hold on, let me fast forward.
Well, I think the manufactured Redl.
Let me fast forward. Right here.
If you play the demo, you just bust all the bargoes. Think about that. You can't actually do that. Don't
Except I might have things to say about parts of the Resident Evil 4 remake that come after the demo. I'm just speaking.
I didn't realize there was more to that game than that village.
I'm just speaking hypothetically here. Where does the demo end?
The bingo line. Does everyone know bingo?
Oh, so the game it doesn't get as far as the first bit that makes me go, "Fuck you, game."
I feel like you're embargo busting at this point.
I'm not embargo busting. I'm just
busting.
I'm just talking hypothetically.
No, you're bargo busting. Everyone, you got to stop paying money to bargo bust. There's no bargo busting here.
I ain't bargo busting. I'm just saying that, it's a good thing a lot of games end their demos at specific points because then they won't get as far as bits that some people might find immediately annoying and immediately turn them off.
Did you hear what he said? Immediately annoying and immediately turn them off. So he just basically said, like, that Capcom ended the demo at the right time because apparently something happens between then and that pisses that is going to be a frustrating sequence seemingly. So I mean I don't even know who that is, but it's zero punctuation. They're big, and holy fucking shit, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. So yeah, they got a review code. They're obviously playing it. I mean, everyone's got a review code except World Class, and if you're not a shill, I mean, it's just so sad. Well, the gameplay's trash. I mean, you guys stop defending this shit, dude. I'm done with it. If you can't, why are there 400 people in here if you all disagree? I don't understand. I genuinely don't understand, dude. Like, why would you come in here? Rip you three. I mean, it's just the reality of the situation. Unless we're, going to get a confirmation soon. Rip you three. We're going to have to wear that shortly here. We made a t-shirt for U3. They said the boss didn't matter. I'm on Reset Era. They said the boss didn't matter. Oh, whatever, dude. Like, just continue to move the goalposts and say none of the original game didn't matter at all. Nothing in the original game mattered. Because that's what they're saying, essentially. Like, imagine, think of Resident Evil 2 and just think of how stupid I mean, how they botched that remake. Like, the amount of cut content in Resident Evil 2 Remake is crazy. And no one talks about it. They talk about Resident Evil 3 and the clock tower and how this is not there and how that's not there. And it's like, yeah, Resident Evil 3 is... But we already knew that going in because Resident Evil 2 was trash. So it's a continuation of RE Engine and just it being so terrible, so lifeless, so soulless that they can't offer anything outside of photorealistic graphics, mug graphics. You know? But the soul ain't there. The soul ain't there. Oh my God. I'm going back. I can't believe this. I think all of the bosses are memorable to some degree, but I guess I just think of that as the least memorable one. I'm not sure how else to really explain it. I'm not happy it's cut, but I also don't kind of like, but it's also kind of like not that bothered. Oh my God. Dude, it is a shill campaign. It is a shill campaign, bro. There's no way people fucking think this. Okay, so why does the game have a 96? Find one review that complained about the boss fights. Any of them. No one complained about any of the boss fights, dude. Dude, the vertigo sequence is worse than that because you don't even fight him. You just basically wait for the elevator and then leave. That I remember anyway from playing it 2 weeks ago. I mean, you gotta be kidding me, dude. They are shilling and 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 shilling. That's what's going on. They're shilling. They're continuing to shill. Reset Era must be in here. I don't know, dude. It's not just Reset Era. I can go to the Steam forums right now and it's the same thing. I can go to Game Packs right now and it's the same thing. It's everywhere. It's this game is perfect, this remake, and if you can't... Okay, here's the problem. I'm going to tell you this right here right now. I need you guys to lock in. First of all, again, rip you 3, seemingly. Look, I'm gonna break this down in a way that's easy to understand. And I wish the teacher would have done this in high school, but, you know, we couldn't get that personal. It was just sad. But here's the thing. This is going to be a make or break deal for me. And I know it's petty, and it's small shit, but I'm going to tell you this right now. We know that the Mafia suit for Leon is in the game. That has been confirmed from the leaker. I've seen it right on the screen. Okay? The Mafia outfit with the hat, the whole nine, it's in the game. Great. We love that. That's amazing. I was actually fucking surprised. They also have Ashley's night suit. Okay? They do. They have Ashley's night suit. They got the Leon mob outfit. And I'm sorry for spoiling if you didn't want to get spoiled. Fuck it. Game's coming out in a week. Look, if they don't have the Chicago typewriter, and yet you have the Mafia outfit for Leon S. Kennedy, my question is, what were they thinking? Okay? If they don't have the Chicago typewriter, and yet they have the Mafia outfit for Leon S. Kennedy, my question again is going to be, what were they thinking? Because that is half-assed bullshit. And I know no one cares. You have to understand this game did not sell well on GameCube. Because no one bought the fucking GameCube. Everyone had PS2. So when it came to PS2, I mean, I don't know about not selling well on GameCube, but compared to the PS2 version outsold the GameCube version. So people's first introduction of this game was after the fact that it initially came out on GameCube. So it wasn't initially a massive, massive, massive game. You know what I mean? And if we look at the sales for Resident Evil 4, they're actually not that high. Last time I checked, Capcom internal sales, Resident Evil. And if we go to right here, it should take us to that. So if we scroll down here, total units sold. Yeah, nothing's loading because the computer's probably going to crash. Game series sales. Okay. So we're going to go here and Resident Evil. Well, this is not what we want. We want to go back here, and it is loading now. Well, We want something different, and it's not providing us these results. So this is why ChatGPT should be rolled out so we can just get those results quick here. Capcom sales report. Let's see if we can pull platinum titles. Here we go. This is what we're looking for. This is what we're looking for. So right here, it's not loading for some reason, but it doesn't matter because look, Resident Evil 2 is the highest selling, second highest. Resident Evil 7 is the best selling Resident Evil game. Think about that, guys. Resident Evil, according to this, I don't know when this was, December 31st, yeah? December 31st, Resident Evil 7 is higher than Resident Evil 2 Remake. That is actually insane to me, bro. That is actually kind of insane. Now, granted, Resident Evil 7's been out longer, obviously. It's had that head start. But with that said, that's crazy. Resident Evil 2 Remake at 11.20 million units. Okay. Monster Hunter Resident Evil 5 at 8.6 million units. Okay. Resident Evil 6 at 8.6. Resident Evil Village 7.4. Horrible. Everyone was thirsty. That's why they bought that shit. And someone was arguing that it's called Resident Evil 8. It's literally not called Resident Evil 8. Like, this is on Capcom's corporate website. Someone was literally arguing last night. I just can't believe it. They were arguing. They were saying it's called Resident Evil 8. Bro, it ain't called Resident Evil 8. It's literally called Resident Evil Village. It's on the fucking screen right here, bro. This is from their corporate website. You know, Street Fighter 5, Devil May Cry 5. Yeah, well, they don't list the old games. What the fuck? They don't list the old games. Okay, we go back here. Here we go. Resident Evil 3. Where is Resident Evil 4? This can't be right. This can't be right. Dead Rising 2, Devil May Cry 4. This can't be right. Where's Resident Evil 4? Oh no. Oh my God. PS4, well, that's PS4, Xbox One. What do we have total sales for Resident Evil 4? I'm kind of, oh no. Oh my God. No one bought this game, dude. Are you guys seeing this on the screen? This is actually kind of fucking shocking, dude. No wonder why no one gives a shit about the original title, because no one fucking played it. Holy fuck. Resident Evil 4 is this down, it's down this bad? Holy shit. Well, no wonder why no one gives a fuck. This is insane. Well, that's why they don't care. They never fucking played it. Let's try this again here. This is insane. Monster Hunter World is their best-selling game. Horrible. I thought Resident Evil was a bigger franchise. I guess it's not. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. That's the top-selling Resident Evil game. There's no fucking way, dude. RE2 Remake, trash. RE5, slop. RE6, slop. Village. And then you have to go to the next page, and Resident Evil 4 is like on the third fucking page. Resident Evil 3 outsold. Okay, the remake, yeah, the remake. Resident Evil 2. So Resident Evil 2, PS1, 4.96 million units. And then you go down here. So Resident Evil 4 sold like shit then. Well, I mean, I guess not if you combine all the platforms. If you combine all the platforms for Resident Evil 4, it's probably higher than what this shows. But for PS4 and Xbox One, you got 2.9. And if you were add up the PS, if you were to add up this version down here, you know, 2.9 plus 2. It's over. I can't do math, but that's like that's like 5 million copies, right? So it's still not a
Ryan Curtis donated $2 through
crazy,
Super Chat. That's the 2016 version, Mike.
Yeah, I know, but we're down to the GameCube here. We're down to the GameCube. Look, Resident Evil 4 PS2. So if you combine all of these editions, it's still not that high. Yeah, this is the HD thing. This is the HD thing, August 2016, PS4, Xbox One. I guess if you add up every version, you know, you might get somewhere here. But this is shockingly low. Resident Evil 4 Wii Edition. Okay, so if you start adding it up, it eventually gets up to like probably 8 million units, 10 million units, or something like that, potentially. 2, 4, 6, 8. So if we find another one that's 2 million units, that's. But yeah, let's see what this did on GameCube. I'm done. The GameCube is the least selling version. Look at this. Oh my God, no one played this on GameCube. Wow. This is why they can't make games like this anymore, because holy shit. I mean, wow. 1.60 million units for the GameCube. Now, again, if you add up every platform, you'll get closer to 8 to 10 million units, but which, I guess that's kind of in line with Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 7, but they had to put it out on every platform to sell it. They had to put it out on every platform to fucking sell it. Holy shit. That's from literally Capcom's webpage. That's not some fucking clickbait article. Dude, that's insane, bro. Holy shit. No, I bought it on the game. Well, I didn't buy it on the GameCube. I have it on the GameCube, but a friend bought it and they wanted to trade it for Underground 2, Need for Speed Underground 2, and I'm like, hell yeah, bro. So, but I did buy Resident Evil 1.
It's over!
That's insane, bro. No, these are total sales from...
Refan43 donated $2 through Super Chat. The answer on Google in 10.8 million nights total.
Yeah, if you total it, if you total all, but this is literally as of December 31st. This is the most up-to-date thing, right from the Capcom corporate website, from December 30th. These are totals. They're just separate. So yeah, if you add up every Resident Evil 4 release, you'll get closer to Resident Evil 7 here, more than likely. So yeah, no, it's still sold well, but not on GameCube, as you can see. These are the totals as of December 31st, 2022. So, holy shit. So that's why no one cares that the content was cut. They don't give two shits. They're like, oh yeah, Michael, I'm all. Well, that's the reality of it, That's the reality of it. They had to put that bitch on N-Gage to sell some copies too. Holy shit. So this is going to outdo... Oh, this will be the best-selling Resident Evil game because gamers are deprived of content. They're like, oh, yeah, that brand new flavor of the month. What flavor is the donut, Susan? Oh, my God. We love that lemon donut. They're there to consume. They don't care about the old game. No one does. Because you have to think, it's an old game. No one gives a shit. Play the old game, boomer. That's the mentality. They don't care about U3. We made the U3 shirt. Fuck it. I'm going to celebrate the old game, bitch. We just got done completing it. U3, baby. Shit. Seemingly caught. No one cares. Like, oh, that's trash, Michael. Just sit there and play that GameCube version. You want to sit there and you want to chill. You don't like these new features. See, what you want to do, Michael, is you want to come in here and you want to highlight the bad of the new game. But what you're not doing is you're not reversing that. You ain't playing that Uno reverse card, because what you should be doing is coming in and saying, well, this is what this remake has over the original. See, that's that narrative coming through, Michael. You want to have this hate campaign on this trash, and I'm going to tell you what, you're going to be so damn wrong when them reviews come out tomorrow morning or Friday, and you're going to be... We're going to be laughing at you, Michael, because this game's going to score well. I got my pre-order locked in. I'll tell you what, Michael, it's going to be the best thing since sliced bread. They are shilling this shit on fucking Reset Era. So sad. It really is so sad. And again, to get the laser, you have to do the side quests. You have to do the side quests. To get the laser, you have to do the side quests, bro. You got to be kidding me. They don't care. Sad. They just don't care. They just don't care. You can move and shoot. Well, that's not Resident Evil 4. That's not Resident Evil 4. If I wanted to play Resident Evil 6 or Max Payne 3, I would have put it in. That's not Resident Evil 4. Dude, I will literally... I'm pulling it up. I'm pulling it up. Resident Evil 4, 2004 IGN interview. Okay. Yep, found it. Here we go. I need you guys to look. Here we go. This is literally straight from Capcom, 2004 interview. Okay, literally they ask them why Leon cannot move left or right. Okay, and they answer right here. Okay, we actually like it very much. It feels good, but can you please, this is from IGN, can you please add a strafing option so that Leon can quickly move from left to, or right to avoid attacks? Okay, this is what IGN asks the producer. I don't think he's worked on any of these new games. He might have, I'm not sure. Nonetheless, he says, actually, when we were developing it, we were really thinking about putting that kind of option there. But the more we thought about it, the more we figured that would make it like a Splinter Cell-like game. And we didn't want to go into the shooting army type genre. We wanted to keep the Resident Evil essence in the game, yet still change it enough to offer a new feeling. So we made an active choice not to include
$2.79 through Super Chat.
Shit,
I have one problem with the demo not working enough.
Well, that's you. I don't know what to tell you. They didn't want to turn it into a Splinter Cell game. And yet with this remake here, they have gone and done the opposite. This is from a 2004 interview, bro. Okay, IGN asks why Leon can't quickly move from left to right. They were literally thinking about adding it in there, but they wanted to keep it Resident Evil. You know, Resident Evil, where it's not like totally different. So literally what it says right here, dude. I don't get it. It's from IGN, 2004 interview. So it's not that it was the hardware at the time, because a lot of people just chalk it up as, oh, they had technical, and obviously they always have technical limitations today. But clearly it was a deliberate decision, as it says there. So I don't, you know, clearly they misunderstood the whole fucking remake here. I guess they just wanted to do the opposite. Okay, it's a Michael Bay action movie. Leon's roaming around in Spain, Matalo, this, that, and the third. So let's go ahead and introduce some gothic vibes. You know, that's what they did with the Resident Evil 1 remake. They drenched it in gothic vibes. And I thought in some ways that took away from the eeriness of the original game. Sort of that funeral home setting where it's just like it's uneven when you play it. You know, it's just like, well, this is creepy. These pale walls and these paintings where it's like it's not overdone gothic teen, hot topic fucking. They're gonna clean up your looks with all the lies in the books. You know, this My Chemical Romance fucking thing, Sleepy Hollow, Tim Burton, and you know, so the remake is great. Don't get me wrong, and it's Shinji Mikami, so he knew what he was doing. But with that said, I think it does have a little bit of an issue with the overabundance of gothic fucking horror. When in the original Resident Evil 1, it's a totally different vibe. And, you know, we're not saying old is automatically gold, but you do have to understand that it is so incredibly sad that I know and that I can tell you, you can't move and shoot an RE6. I was just playing it this morning. Well, I can't remember. But Reset Era is full revisionist mode to show the demake. It's so sad. Well, we got to go back over there and look at it again. I mean, I just can't believe what I'm reading. I can't believe what I'm reading. Capcom literally said that they didn't want to turn the original Resident Evil 4 into Splinter Cell. That's what they've done here, and everyone loves it because they want to play as John Wick. Well, that's why the modders have already modded John Wick into the demo. It's trash, dude. It's so bad. I just can't believe this actually exists, and I can't believe, like, I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone right now. I'm not even kidding. And you know, we felt this before with other releases, but with the current discussion at hand here, I mean, it just feels like I'm in the fucking Twilight Zone and no one else is on the same page, you know, and it's truly a weird feeling. It's like we're on an island all alone and everyone's watching. It's like the Truman Show, you know what I mean? It's like the Truman Show. Okay, let's see if they're continuing to defend this slop here. Look, if you like it, that's great, okay, but some of these opinions in here are just a little ridiculous. Oh, here we go. Where were all of the U3 fans for the past 18 years? Look at this. Where were all of the U3 fans in the past? Well, we were right here. I mean, I was such a U3 fan, I had to go watch a speedrun to figure out how to beat the fucking boss. And that's why Capcom removed it. It can't be in the game because they couldn't figure out how to make it easy. Where were all of the U3... Okay, so my question to that question is, where were all of the U3 complainers? If the boss was so forgettable, like these shills would love you to believe, if the boss was so forgettable and no one, cared about it or what have you, then were people ever bitching about this boss before today? Before the past few days here? Because now that they have seemingly cut U3, it's either you're on this side or you're on that side. I didn't have a problem with the boss. I mean, it was too hard for me. Looked up a speedrun on YouTube. That's what Capcom doesn't want. They want that retention locked into that game. They don't want you going in to a guide on YouTube or some shit because you might not come back to the game. You might turn it off and never play it again. That's why they cut seemingly U3. It's because it is too difficult, it is too difficult, and they couldn't plaster the yellow paint all over. The yellow paint is bad. You think the demo's bad? I've seen some dumb sections where it's like, why is the yellow paint there? Like, is the player that stupid? It is crazy, dude. Oh, U3 didn't matter. Dude, I'm fixing to boot this sumbitch back up and just play this boss fight until the fucking remake comes out just to piss them off. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, U3 didn't matter, U3 didn't matter, U3 didn't matter, U3 didn't matter. It's like, okay, so why does it have a 96? Why does it have a 96 on Metacritic then? Why is the game regarded as a classic when U3's in there? Because U3 degrades the experience. It's such an unmemorable fucking boss. I mean, dude, it's time to just start like chilling here because, bro, they're not listening. They're just not listening. They're not listening. Capcom could cut anything from this remake, and people are going to defend it. What else could they cut? The Big Cheese boss fight. They could cut the Big Cheese boss fight. And you can argue, well, that boss fight, yeah, it had a cool little transformation scene, but you're just fighting the big boss fight, and you're just fighting the Big Cheese and the big fucking little cabin in the woods down there. That wasn't a memorable boss fight. So what was a memorable boss fight? Oh, Salazar. You want to talk... Hey now. You want to talk about forgettable boss fights? Well, look no further than this fucking remake, because when they remake this slop in 15 years from now, 20 years from now, they're not going to include these terrible boss fights. You want to talk about forgettable? You think U3's forgettable? Oh, sweetheart, wait till you see this Salazar boss fight in this fucking remake. A generic blob on the screen. No fucking gimmick. A generic blob that's not even like the original. He flies around like fucking Harry Houdini. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, that's so fucking memorable. What about the original Salazar boss fight? The fucking scope of that thing, that creature at the top of the castle. What about that? Oh, that's all gone. You want to talk about, we need to buy a punching bag. I just can't. I can't.
It's over!
I can't. You want to talk about forgettable bosses? Look no further than what they're going to do here. They're going to
Waffles
bastardize this
donated
shit.
$5 through Super Chat. U3 was such a memorable boss. So sad people don't understand Resident Evil 4 is about providing unique
I will
action
argue
encounters.
it was a memorable boss
Brothers,
because every
I
time
think
I got
it's
to that
over.
boss, I said, fuck this shit, because you got to do that dumbass thing where you got to shoot the green lights to open up this door, and you're timed, and he comes after your ass with the quick time events. So I was under the burden of, fuck this boss, it is trash. So yes, in that event, it was memorable, because when I played through this again, I'm pretty sure I didn't forget that the cage boss is right around the corner where you got to go through this fucking cage maze and the shit drops. It's called creativity, it's called uniqueness, and it's called individuality in terms of them actually programming something that's memorable in the game. And Reset Era wants to defend this fucking slop, that has bastardized the Salazar boss fight. Oh, sweetheart. I mean, gee williker. Not to mention the Vertigo boss fight. So instead of the pipes being there, instead of the nitroglycerin pipes being there where you run up as Leon and knocks him over, Well, they've taken those pipes out. I've seen gameplay of this. And, that section in the original where you wait for the elevator to come and you have to use the environment to stop the monster, he runs up to the pipe. Okay, so what they've done is they've taken the pipes out, the nitroglycerin things, and they've added a switch on the wall you press. Trash. I mean, totally fucking soulless. Totally fucking soul. I can't wait to read V. I really can't wait to read V. Because, I know some people over there have their thinking cap on and they're just fighting the shills daily and it gets so fucking tiring. I mean, I know what you guys are experiencing because these fuckers come over to my shit and like, oh, this is going to be a fucking amazing masterpiece. We don't need to shoot through the door. It's a skill issue. You had to sit behind that door and hide. You fucking suck at the game, Michael. I didn't even know you could do that because I'm just so damn good. I mean, I've never played the original, but I went on Wikipedia and I read all about it, and I understand why you like it, Michael. But I tell you what, this remake, I can play as John Wick. I can play as John Wick. John Wick. John Wick. John Wick. John Wick. I can't continue reading this reset era shit. I can't continue reading this reset. I'm losing brain cells reading this shit, bro. Oh my God! Now they're saying Capcom never said that they cut content. That's literally what Reset Era is saying now. They're saying that Capcom never claimed to have cut content, and that was just a mix-up from these clickbait articles or some shit. I mean, you've got to be kidding me, bro. You've got to be kidding me, bro. Guys, I can't. When are the reviews coming out for this thing, dude? Let me see if they've updated Metacritic. Maybe they got a countdown thing on their thing. Metacritic Resident Evil 4. Oh no. If this game flops, and when I say flops, it is going to be so entertaining to read the reactions, especially, where V. And if this game gets like an 89, it will be considered a flop. Not of the gamers today, but if this game actually scores a little bit lower than I'm anticipating, holy shit, bro. I mean, that will not be good. But it'll score well because it's got great graphics, and they send the copies to the shills. Sphere Hunter's got a copy because, well, why would you not send Sphere Hunter a copy? We know she's going to do great work. She's going to put her video essay out, great production value, and she's going to tell everyone what they want to hear. We have to send a review copy. I remember calling the PR company, not for Resident Evil, but I told him, these are the views, and he's like, we want to send you a copy. I remember that line, and I'm just thinking to myself, these shills, that's what they get told time and time again. We want to send you a copy. That was a great guy. That guy was so fucking nice. I've talked to some just miserable people in this industry, especially at E3. Oh my God. It was like the DMV. It was like, what do you want? Yeah, fuck. And it's like, dude, holy shit. I just got one question about the game. Like, I'm not looking for, the red carpet to be rolled out for me, but shit. All right, Metacritic Resident Evil 4. PS5. Does it say when these... Does anyone know when these reviews are coming? We have 8 days, 2 hours, and 11 minutes until the game releases, according to Metacritic. But they're not saying when reviews are coming, although they did say reviews are coming this week. Yeah, and there's only 2 days left in the week. There's only 2 days left in the week. Oh, 89 is a flop. 89 is a flop because the original has a 96. 89 would be, in my opinion, 89 would be considered a flop because you've taken a game that was a classic, or at least is very memorable to a lot of gamers, and destroy greatness. So 88 would be a flop, but it isn't going to get an 88. It's going to, at the very least, match with Resident Evil 2 Remake, or it's going to get a probably 94. I'm going to say 94 on Metacritic, and tomorrow's going to be a big show, because if the reviews drop and it's a 94 and I wake up to that, They're going to be hounding me. Oh, Michael, how dare you say that this game was trash? Look at them reviews, Michael. Look at that IGN. They gave this a 10. They gave Resident Evil 4 Remake, Michael, a 10. And here you are. You haven't even played the damn game, and you coming out and you saying this is trash, you nitpicking, and you coming out and you say, well, you can't shoot through doors. And does that have a tangible impact on gameplay, Michael? Because look at these reviews. Here, look at this ACG review, Michael. You know what I mean? It's like, shut it down. We're just going insane with this game, dude. Do we have any new confirmations on anything? Like, I don't know where to look anymore because the leaker got banned, so I don't know where to follow him anymore, or he just stopped doing it. But we can go to, let's go to the Steam forums right now to see if there's any new rumblings on this thing. And laser sights, there's a lot of missing information, blah, 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 blah. It looks great, but nauseating. There's just not many leaks anymore. Let me go somewhere else here to see if we can get some more leaks here. If you guys know any spots, I'm curious. I mean, they need to start confirming the U3 thing. Like, if you have the game early, like, why would you just, like, not? You know what I mean? That is insane. That is insane. I'm not saying anything about this game. Here we go. There's one thing. And if we continue to scroll down here, no, latest post was 7 hours ago. Nothing. There's no conversation surrounding this game. So good luck to Capcom, but and why are we blurry? Good luck to Capcom, but I mean, right now the shills are going to have to put in some work here, because the conversation is seemingly just not where it needs to be here with this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4. Why are you wanting to see new leaks? Leaks are bad. What? Because I want to know if U3 is in the game or not. We've been following the leaks from start to where it's seemingly halted here. So, it's an 18-year-old game. There's not much really new to spoil outside of what they've bastardized here in this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4. But Team U3, hate to say it, but leaks are disrespectful to game developers. Well, I'm not leaking it, so. Riveting take, though. Riveting take. The game's out in a week, dude. It's not like the game is 2 years, from releasing. Yeah, the Vertigo is still in, but they have changed the way that works a little bit. I mean, not really. But there are no, from what I can remember anyway, unless I'm remembering a different game, but there's no nitroglycerin in the level anymore. You just press a button on the wall and everyone's like, can you just wait until the damn game comes out? Well, maybe you should just wait until the reviews come out tomorrow or Friday. We'll have special videos, but I know you won't be showing back up because you're going to be busy playing the game, right? You won't be showing back up. And it's so incredibly sad. So, I'd love to see you guys show back up when this game's already out, but by then you're not going to care because you're like, oh, Michael, you won't care by tomorrow. Because you're going to be like, well, Michael, you were so damn wrong. This got a 92 on Metacritic, and you out here, and you still saying this sucks. I mean, what a fucking clown. You might as well just put that wig on. Well, we have the clown wig. But that's what's going to happen tomorrow or Friday, because we're going live again tomorrow. And if anything new drops in regards to, we cover the new things here, that you have to do the side quests to get the laser. Oh, it's not a big deal, Michael. Well, it is when the laser's trash. And the laser should have been on by default. Or at least it should have been, it would have been like a Marvel thing. Like, it's like they should have just called Marvel up. And they should have asked them, how do you incorporate something that people fucking love? Where it's like a cheer moment. Where it's like maybe Leon in the storyline finds the laser through a cutscene. And he's like, he puts it on his fucking pistol. And it's like, yeah, now we're playing the game that we all remember. Oh, wait, no one played this game because we just looked at the fucking sales figures, at least for GameCube, and that's arguably one of the the best version of the game. Obviously, resolution's trash, but the PC version was trash. They had to fucking hire modders to fix all that. If it is rated higher than the original, I pray whatever god is out there, an asteroid comes. Okay, dude. Okay, if you're gonna show up, that's fantastic. I hope you guys would stay along and stay tuned for this ride here, because it is up and down every day here. And I'm gonna tell you what, we will have special coverage of this game, so stay tuned. We will have special coverage of this game. So, look, at the end of the day, we want this game to be great, and look, if we have fun with this game, we that's really all that matters. And we've had fun with the demo, okay? But when you compare it to the original and that experience and what that game did and brought to the table, I can't come out of the woodwork and say that it's holding based off of what we've seen, the dogs in the dogs in the maze area look soulless. They go down to like 2 shots now. Terrible animations. They don't even run fast anymore. And it's like, dude, in the original they're going, crazy. And it's like, this part sucks. So again, I think honestly, because Capcom did those surveys, I filled out their survey. I filled out Capcom's survey. They sent me an email. They said, we want your fucking feedback. And I gave them my feedback, and I said the remake's trash. I said the remake.
Time Traveler donated $5 through Super Chat.
Remake.
Love the stream, work the system, baby, let's go.
Hell yeah, bro, appreciate that. I'm just sharing my thoughts, and I know that makes some people mad. I don't understand. It's like, we're gonna have special coverage, and we're hoping that you can stay tuned until then. This isn't some doom fucking hate thing. It's really not. It's just, I'm anal and picky about certain things, and I guess we shouldn't be. I guess we should lower our standards because everyone else has. Everyone else has lowered their standards. They don't care about the original game. They don't care that it's not fully intact. They don't care about U3, and now they're saying, well, U3 didn't matter to begin with, and it's like, this is why we made a shirt. This is why we made a shirt, U3. They said that boss was forgettable. Oh, out of all of the bosses in Resident Evil 4, that boss was the most forgettable. And it's like, not really. There was a lot going on with all of that. There was 2 segments. It's pretty memorable. The Krauser knife sequence is better in the original than it is here, because you're just sitting there and going... And in the original, it's an elegant cutscene that's masterfully done. The cutscenes are so fucking well done in the original. It's insane. In the remake, it's a bunch of fucking sloppy run-and-gun camera work. So... No, well, we could draw a picture of you 3, but I'm not really great. I don't want to ruin the shirt. We can maybe add them later. Once we get the full confirmation, the 100% confirmation that U3 isn't in the game, once we get that 100% confirmation that U3 is not in the game, we'll maybe attempt to draw U3, but we'll see. Shills from V are here. No, man, you need to be honest. That's literally what I'm doing right now. If you don't want to buy into it, that's fine. You're more than welcome to walk away from this and say, oh, it's just... whatever. I don't care. I'm literally being dead ass with you. I'm not saying you can't have fun. I've had fun with this game, and I'm looking forward to playing it. But at the same time, you just know that I'm going in, and we do have certain expectations that need to be met. And I've seen a lot of this game leaked, and it does look soulless. And I can't explain to you what that really feels and means, because you just have to get it. It's not just a buzzword. You have to fully understand what that means. And either you get it or you don't. If you didn't grow up with the original game or played it all when it came out, that was the talk of the town at school. That game, Fallout 3, those games like that. And look, I get it. We have a very different take. We have a very different perspective. We have a very different outlook. And I know it's not popular. I get that. I don't know what you want me to tell you. But when you're taking things away, look, if they had it intact, if they had all of the bosses intact, and granted if they had all of the sequences intact, like, I'm not asking for a 1-to-1 remake, but look at the Dead Space remake. The Dead Space remake, they have most of it there, right? I mean, I haven't played the original, so again, for me, look, I was never a big fan of Dead Space, so I didn't come in with expectations. I came in and I said, sweetheart, this is what it is. And from what I can tell, it's faithful, more faithful than this damn remake. So it is what it is. The takeaway is if we want games, we have to play the classics because gaming is dead. We are in an era of soulless. RE4 Remake wasn't needed. RE4 Remake is dead. Why do you want Capcom to fail? Well, that's not what I want, so I'm not sure why you're putting words in my mouth. Well, U3 is done. It's over. So, I think we're going to... The shills are laughing at U3. Well, they're defending slop. They're defending slop. But we still don't have a confirmation on U3. So we made the shirt prematurely because if U3 is in this game, for some reason the shills are not showing that. I mean, not the shills, the leakers. For some reason the leakers are not showing that. I don't know why. It shouldn't be that hard to if U3 is making a surprise appearance after the Krauser second boss fight, then why would you not show that? Like the review embargo is expiring either today or tomorrow. I mean, Thursday, which is tomorrow, or Friday. So the reviews are coming out, and look, the reviews aren't going to show the whole story. They're not going to show the whole game. They're not going to spoil shit. They're not going to show cutscenes. They're not going to show boss fights outside of maybe some village shit. Capcom's going to limit them on what they can show because if they're putting reviews out 1 week beforehand, they're not going to be able to talk about certain stuff. Spoiler review ain't coming out until probably next week for a lot of creators or some shit. Or maybe even after the game. I don't fucking know. But I know that Capcom's going to say, hey, this is what you can show in the review and this is what you can talk about because they don't want to spoil it. I mean, even though the game's been out for 18 years, it's just one of those things. Okay, what has been reworked? What has been altered? What has been changed for the better? What has been changed for the worse? Those are the things that you have to factor in. There's no effort. They couldn't even animate the transformation that were in the 2005 game. Well, that's what I'm saying. It comes down to the small details like that. And look, I think a lot of people will be satisfied with this game. I'm going to be dead ass with you. I think a lot of people are going to be satisfied with this game. I think this game is going to score incredibly well. I think all of those things will come true. I think this will sell very well. Okay? But you have Resident Evil 4 purists that, have nostalgia and they grew up with the game and they want to see it at least intact. And you're not seeing it at least intact here because people are going to be mad. And there's going to be crazy threads on GameFAQs, Steam, V, so on and so forth, when they realize that, oh, this section's in this game, but it's very different. I mean, you can't even interact with the first villager. You can't even interact with the first villager in the remake. It's a cutscene. In the original game, the setup is totally different. I'm looking for this. Have you seen her? I'm looking for this person. Have you seen her? Oh, sorry to bother you. And then the village attacks. The villager attacks Leon. That's why he pulls the gun out and says freeze. So which was a much more realistic setup, to be totally frank. So he had a reason because the guy wasn't freezing and he self-defense. So in the remake, he finds the badge and it's like, oh shit's gonna hit the fan. It's just immediate. It's immediate horror. It's immediate blunt and bold, like these bad evil blood, bad evil blood, bad evil blood, bad evil blood, and it's just like we're losing the tone here. Look, I appreciate the more gothic approach, more horror approach. I think that's an interesting take because the Resident Evil 4, you played it for 18 years on every damn console, and you played it and you know what it is, and it's like, yeah, it's not horror, but maybe that was the appeal of it. And maybe Shinji Mikami would have done the same thing. I don't know. Is the gangster outfit in the remake? Yes, it is. When you beat the game, you get the gangster outfit and you get the professional mode unlocked. That is 100% confirmed. The gangster outfit is in there. Ashley's tank outfit is in the game as well as an unlockable, and there's a few other ones that I won't even say. So look, if they have the gangster outfit, they have to have the Chicago typewriter. You can't half-ass these things. You know what I mean? It's just like, do we understand it or not? And I hope that they have. You're upsetting the normies, Michael. Well, the normies are on reset era. The normies are not listening. I don't know what to tell them. You can't base your review on the demo. Well, we're going to start banning people in here because they're not listening. I can review whatever I want. Okay, so you're telling me I have to eat the whole pizza in order to review the pizza. That's not true. One slice is going to give me the fill for the rest. Okay, we already know how this game performs and feels. So
It's over!
Chris Hearn 1993
it's sad.
donated $4.99 through Super Chat. Love the content, man. I waited a while for this and it's ruined.
Yeah. I mean, I can't wait to see reactions. I mean, I was reacting to it, and I'm like, you know, even the island part where you would have to turn the laser to open the door and match those three things up, it's just a button now. You just press the button on the laser, and it does like three, you know, it's, oh. And it's like, okay, you already have the mechanic of moving the cannon. Why can't you just, it's like certain things they got right, but mostly they didn't. You know, I mean, it's just it feels like there was a little bit more that they could have done here, and I'm really hoping that this doesn't get well, we'll see. We'll see when these reviews come out the next day or so. Yeah, I saw the Vertigo fight, unless I dreamt of it. I'm pretty sure I saw it. Pretty sure I saw it. Jump scare. Remake shows go back to Fortnite. All right, let's see here. We're going to refresh, reset it right here. Again, we're going to have special coverage of this as we continue here. And I'm just seeing if there's anything that is
It's over!
popping up before we maybe wind this one down here shortly.
ETG donated $2 through Super Chat. I am gonna stick around, cause I am curious.
Well, I hope you do. I really hope you do. Okay, because it's going to get crazy over here pretty soon. Once these reviews drop, either I was right or I was wrong, and then once we get the game, of course, we will give it that final overlook. So, yeah, I would advise staying tuned because tomorrow's going to be a big stream. If I wake up and those reviews are out, I'm, you know, either my jaw's going to be on the floor or I'm going to be like, holy fuck. I'm actually very excited to see what people think of this game, although it's pretty predictable. However, with that said, tomorrow's stream might be pretty fucking big. And if tomorrow isn't the day, then Friday's stream will be definitely big. So there's a lot going on here with Resident Evil 4 Remake. And I'm going to tell you what, folks. If you're not subscribed, please consider doing that and make sure you hit that notification bell too, because we do have we have exclusive coverage, and I'm going to tell you what, folks, it is going to be pretty exciting here. So we're going to wrap this up here shortly. We're going to wrap this up here shortly. Yeah, we're just seeing if there's a few more things that we forgot to talk about. But that water room, I don't know if I followed through with what I was thinking about talking about earlier. But the water room in the remake, when you open up the doors to the water room, there's no enemies standing there anymore, and they just come out of nowhere. It's just soulless. It's the epitome of soulless. You know, when you open up the doors in the water room, they're all standing there, and it's like they're fucking ready for Leon S. Kennedy, and they each go into their different ways, and it's like, yes, the water room is bigger here, it's expanded, but if the enemies are just like what are we doing? Like, you have to give the enemies direction. There's got to be there just has to be so much more.
It's over!
And it really does feel soulless in a lot of areas. I'm not kidding.
Jim Unbox Boy donated €2 through Super Chat. I already order it to Steam and wait.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, if you have it locked in, keep it locked in. I mean, you do you. I mean, I'm buying the game. We have to buy the game to cover it, so they're not sending me a free copy. So, and if they did, we wouldn't be here streaming this. We'd be playing it, and then we have a shill review ready for you. But, So yeah, I mean, I hope you have fun with it, and I hope it's everything that you need it to be. But look, I think a lot of people are going to have problems with it. Not a lot, but some people are going to have problems with it, and um, we'll see. We'll see. So stay tuned. It's going to get crazy. I'm going to wake up tomorrow, and the reviews might be there. If they're not, they're coming Friday or maybe early next week. But I'm thinking it's going to be in the next day or so. So with that said, I think we're going to wind this down here. We got the U3 shirt ready for tomorrow. Okay, because tomorrow we should have a confirmation, although the reviews aren't going to spoil things. But tomorrow we should have a confirmation. We'll wear that tomorrow, U3. And if the reviews are out tomorrow, we're going to have one hell of a show. If they're not out tomorrow, we'll be back on Friday. We'll cover this game daily, of course, but when the reviews drop, it's going to be one hell of a show, because either I was right or I was wrong, according to the normies, right? So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. But that's going to do it for tonight. We do appreciate you guys for tuning in, tagging along, supporting the show. We wanted to touch base with the folks at home, the real Resident Evil fans, the true Resident Evil fans, and also the shills that are going to be there defending it every step of the way, and cover those new things. But that is going to do it for now. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, tagging along, supporting the show, and we will see you later. It's over. Hey there, mister. Oh, they cut you through? That boss was trash. I love Capcom. They're the best in the world at what they do. Pre-order confirmed.